How is everybody doing? It's Skywatch again tonight, lovely and clear. That's the one benefit of all of this damn heat. So buckle up, settle in. We're going to be looking out for UFO, UAP, all that sort of strange stuff flying around in the night sky, live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge in there. Prof is in over on the tubes at Harco too. Good to see you guys. How did your weekend go? So that blue that we're seeing on a screen, that is the last bit of daylight coming in from the sun. When that buggers off around properly, we are going to see much more stars, more of the colours of those stars, and more of those objects flying around up there. We've got some faint ones, we've got one right there,
zoom mode activated,
moving across the screen, but we're going to see more as that contrast balances out a little bit as the night moves on, next 10-15 minutes or so. But already a lot of stars starting to show for us there. That is Vega, our stream companion for the summer, popping in there. How you doing? Is this? You're hit early, you're bang on time there. How you doing, Harco, as well? Good to see you guys. So yeah, as the night moves on, we're going to see more and more stars, more objects, more colours to those stars as well. It's going to be awesome there. Terry, how are you doing? So yeah, it's going to be another fantastic one like we had last night, and the weather isn't looking like it's letting up for a few days yet, so make sure you're following and subscribed, because we're on pretty much every night looking out for UFOs and the strange stuff going on in the night sky here. Thank you for the share there, Harco, as well. Appreciate that. All the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all of that jazz does help us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds we get on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. Maybe we'll spin the camera around, or is it too early to do that one? Let's see how it's going. Hey up, how are you doing? How's your aircon in this heat? Definitely paid for itself this summer, hasn't it? Just looked at the forecast and it is not really easing up for a while yet. Hope we get some strange activity. 100% A up, 100%. And Prof, if you're still in there, the CE5, that's a good angle. We've actually put a little group together over on the Discord. If you want to join into that, where we're going to start to try that. We're going to see if we can, start to, include that as part of the stream there. We've been pretty passive, just looking out for what could be going on up there in the night sky, but maybe we can take a more proactive approach there and see if there are ways we can encourage it there. Hope to be back again next week there. Oh, no, Peter, back again next week. Yeah, exactly. It's looking ridiculous. It is looking ridiculous. I need a break, guys. I need it to be 18 degrees for a while. We've got some more movement here.
Zoom mode
Let's zoom in here. Remember, we're going to see a lot of this tonight. There's a lot of man-made objects up there in the night sky, so we need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, or change its course or trajectory to tell us for sure that it is something a little bit stranger indeed there. So do let us know what you spot. How you doing, Carl, as well? And let's hope we get some strange. 100% there. It is up. It is broken tonight. I was hoping to get it fixed, but yeah, Alan for a bit of a sulk. So hopefully tomorrow it should be back. The grid should be working. I'm surprised the overlays are on at all at the minute, but so far so good. We'll see how it goes. Technical. Can't blame the heat. I want to, but I can't blame the heat. It's Alan. But yeah, it shouldn't get in the way too much yet. But the interactive grid isn't going to be working tonight, sadly. Didn't work out yet, but hopefully it should be tomorrow there. Oh, I know. I'm actually quite mad by the particular reason. I won't bore everyone with the details, but I am actually quite mad because it was the silliest thing.
Zoom mode activated.
Zoom in on this one. Keep following them across the screen, even if it goes in a straight, consistent line. It only takes that last minute hesitation or change of course just before it goes off of the screen for us to know for sure that it's something stranger. Rich, how are you doing? Good to see you in there as well. And I was thinking last night, typing up and looking into it there, but potentially a UFO could get into our orbit. Oh, they could, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna, even old Musk is talking about this with Starship, as a form of transport. So not just doing the interplanetary stuff or going to space for satellites and all some bright ones down here, but going up into the atmosphere, orbit,
zoom mode
and
activated.
landing back ground. It's actually quite a quick way of doing it. Apparently you can get anywhere in the world in about 45 minutes doing it that way. There's a few on screen already there. So actually, yeah, UFOs going from A to B, that's not a bad place for them to do it, to make use of, our atmosphere and the lack of stuff up there that would have to avoid. So again, these things moving around, until they do something strange, we can't say otherwise, but it doesn't mean that they're not something anomalous. It's just that we can't tell without the details. A very good point is this. Paul there coming in with the likes. Thank you for those, matey. It all helps us reach more and more like-minded people, say like yourselves, and the more eyes and minds on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. X is in there. Have a good time, not a long time. That was my motto, and now I'm more focused on trying to make sure I have some time there. And Scooby there, what do you think about Dr. Phil jumping into the UFO subject? There's part of me that quite likes Dr. Phil. I grew up with him on TV, and I don't know it's in the same way that I like those big bushy 70s moustaches in an ironic sort of way. I'm a fan to some degree of Dr. Phil there. It's interesting the fact that he appears to be getting slightly earlier access to the stuff and that he is choosing to enter the debate. I don't fully know what I make on it, but I'm very, very, very interested by it there. And Indigo there, just been stood out in the garden there, looking up at the stars and glad for the cool breeze and still suffering. It's ridiculous, and it's not looking like it's letting up, is it, for the next week? It's crazy there. How are you doing, Liberty? Good to see you there. I do too. I've got a soft spot for old Phil McGraw there. And do you have the Heavens Above app? One to look at? I haven't. Is that a good weather one? I've got like 6 weather apps now, and they all tell me something bloody different there. Big bushy 70s moustache. Every time somebody does the cowboy gift over on TikTok, it gives you like an animation overlay of the cowboy hat and the big moustache, and I'm like, yes, I need to do that. And then I forget, and I shave. But one day I'm going to start rocking that bad boy, totally ironically. As well, where are we over on the TikTok? Tate, how are you doing tonight? Good to see you back in there. And Paul, so EE can't tell what's flying around your screen. Well, this is the thing. There are certain ways that we can tell, but we are very, very limited. Essentially, all we're seeing is a few pixels of light. It's difficult to measure altitude and speed without, extra tools and all that sort of jazz. But if something stops dead, shoots off at speed, changes its course or trajectory, that tells us that there isn't an explanation for it there. So it's quite a high bar. Most of the time, ET is going to be flying around much like the satellites that are up there, going from A to B in a straight line. No things to move out of the way up there. So yeah, it's going to look pretty similar, bouncing that light back down to us here on Earth. But on the odd occasion, EC realises he's left the gas on at home, turns the ship around, the 90-degree turn, the interstellar handbrake turn. That tells us for sure that it is something anomalous there. Now, planes, we can tell with the altitudes of those and how big they appear on the screen. So all the objects we're seeing here tonight are going to be, within orbit. We're going to be low Earth orbit, medium Earth orbit, around that sort of thing. Laura Lass coming in with the gifts, feeding Alan.
Thanks,
thank you for
guys.
that. So yeah, up there, you're moving with that falling motion, essentially. So yeah, it's all the adjustments are just slight angles. You're working with the motion that is already there. So all of our technology, all of our current spacecraft work on those principles too. So if we're seeing something doing those drastic turns, if we're seeing anything that makes a noticeable turn, that is very, very strange at those altitudes. So it's a bit of a high bar. Again, we're probably going to get things flying across the screen that are just not going to be highlighted as anomalous to us. But with what we've got, that's the best we can do at the second. How are you doing, Laura Lass, as well? And a Wanderer, how are you doing there? Oh, X coming in with the gifts. I nearly missed those too. Thank you for those guys. And what's that? Oh, D-Max right now is the US Expedition X Ring of Fire UFO. What's that one about? I've not heard of the Ring of Fire UFO. Where did we get to? Got to Laura Lass, didn't we, there? And is this so? You never know. But probably 90%, 99% of the normal ones are moving straight, are satellites, but maybe UFOs. Exactly that. There's a lot of man-made objects up there, so we're going to expect to see the majority of them being man-made. If there's, more UFOs or anomalous things up there than the man-made stuff, then we've probably got to worry. Invasion's probably on the door. But again, just because it doesn't move anomalously doesn't mean that it's not something stranger. Indeed, what we're seeing now were witnessed well before man had satellites up there. Not as often, obviously, but we're putting more stuff up there, so most likely it's going to be that. Lee Fort is in. As good to see you there. And for those who can multitask, not me. I'm struggling to do the one thing at the minute there. Well, I hope Simon's good. Hello, Kate. I hope Simon is well. There is some stuff. So he does watch. Well, Simon, if you are watching, always welcome to just lurk in the background there. I hope you're doing all right there, matey. And hangs back on the comment. I would do the same. I'd do the absolute same as well. And I hate the TikTok chat limit. Well, remember, you can find us over on the tubes at The Thing UFO. And guys, if you are on TikTok, over on the tubes is rather the right way. Less of my face, more of the night sky. See more of those strange things going on, plus the contextual analysis. So it's definitely worth checking us out over there as well. X coming in with the gifts as well there. So right, going to bounce back over to the TikTok. The tubes. Where do we get to? Oh, it's not weather, no, but it's all the satellites. So you can check to see if something in the sky is a satellite. Who was asking yesterday about another one? Because I was using. Oh God, what's Solarium, which was pretty good, but quite a lot just weren't listed there. Do you think it's got more listings on that one, AF? Marcus, how are you doing there? And NASA is planning on building a moon base. About time, isn't it? About time. Time there. SDN. It's about time that we actually got our fingers out and started to push a little bit more into space. We're never going to get the future that we were promised, are we, if we keep dilly-dallying around. Let's turn up the brightness a touch. It's the Mars base that I want. Boots on the ground, the things they're going to find there. The ISS is over the Pacific Ocean at the Mo. I keep meaning to incorporate. I couldn't do it today because we've got the technical issues, but I want to do a little alert thing so I can know a bit more often when the ISS is going to come over there. How are we doing, Sir Paul? How is your weekend gone? Good to see you as always there. And Martin, I want to believe. You know what? I think that's where I lie. There's few things that I would say 100% about this phenomenon. I personally haven't had a close encounters of the third kind. I haven't seen ETs there, and the ship hasn't landed in my garden. But, I mean, we've seen some strange things moving in the night sky that there aren't obvious answers for. So I do think there's something going on, but what that is, collapsing that down into a specific, I do find hard. But ultimately, I would say there is life out there. I think statistically, with the information we're getting, life is abundant, and I am quite, bullish towards that there is something interacting with us here on Earth. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be extraterrestrials. There could be all sorts of other answers to that. So again, I can't be too specific, but I definitely second that one, Martin. And it was very bright, and I was watching the lights in the sky, not on a flight radar. So yeah, this is the thing there. And Liberty coming in with a gift as well there. Seeing that one pop up. There was another one popped up a second ago, but I think I missed that one.
Nom nom nom.
Thank you, Liberty, there for feeding Alan there. That's what he eats. Why do they not show? Oh, it was Scooby doing it, wasn't it there?
Nom nom nom.
Thank you,
guys.
Scooby. They do come up in the list there as well, for keeping Alan well fed. But yeah, there are a lot of times, isn't it, that we see something strange, but we cannot push it over the line of specifically what it is. Is it ET waving as he goes past? Well, do we have the data for it? I'm working on a couple of things to see if we can improve that, spin it down a little bit more. But I think even the mainstream scientific community has this issue too. I mean, stuff like Avi Loeb talks about. They're probably the military are going to have access to more data. They've got more sensors flying around up there. They have the larger budgets. So I'd assume they know a little bit more at least. But yeah, the mainstream scientific community as well. They do not like the ambiguity of it there. They go, oh, well, we don't know what it is, so it's got to be something man-made. Falling back on their biases there. Scooby as well, thank you for the gifts there. And Paul, thank you for gifting a membership. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream, helping us improve on what we do, same as everything else there as well. But who got that one? Sim, you got that. So you do say thank you to Paul for that one. But you can join us on our next deep dive. So normally every other week on a Friday we'll do a deep dive into leaked documents, whistleblower accounts, or the stuff that's coming out of the US as it comes out, the videos just like that, all the stuff, and see what you guys think of it in real time. It's like doing our UFO homework. All of the stuff that all we hear referenced all of the time, all of those old school reports and things like that. We go through all of the details, even scientific papers. And in fact, some of those have been some of the most interesting that we've read there. So doing our UFO homework. And Morningwood, how are you doing there? How do we know which aliens are going to invade us? Well, this is an interesting question. The first one for me is, what is definitely going on? And then what are the motives of said things going on, if it is indeed intelligence? And I suspect it is. I reckon, which ones, because there's going to be more than one, and they're all going to have different attitudes, different priorities, different desires on us, in the same way different cultures and different species act here on Earth. I think the universe is going to be alive, but maybe we can take some reassurance that, look, Earth is not exactly early to the party. We developed, midway through life, as us, again, a bit late to the game. So there's been plenty of opportunity for life out there to come and exert its will, and some may say that it already has, so it's the same as space bacteria and things like that. If panspermia is meant to be a real thing, the idea that planets can kind of sneeze life and biology on each other, maybe even outside, interstellar, from solar system to solar system, microbes can survive on rocks. We're always sharing rocks with Mars and other planetary bodies in our solar system as well. So, if there is life on Mars, as we do think is pretty much the case, then, it's unlikely to be incredibly dangerous to us there, because we probably would have been exposed to it at some point previously. So I think the same principle might apply with that life out there as well. And you can add some. Oh, I didn't know you could add them on Stellarium. The only issue I have with Stellarium is that the way that interface works is it gives you the spinning. It's like, no, I just want to zoom in straight. I want to get my alignment, and then when we update it, it kind of does it's spent hours with it there. messing around a bit. Lilac there, and the ISS will be arriving later, but again it will be in North over South Wales. Perfect position, right? Maybe we'll catch it again tonight. We've done that twice in a row, and I always love to see the ISS. It's phenomenal when it goes over, big, bright and fast. No wonder it always catches me out as a UFO there. And Alison there, what's the weirdest thing that you've seen? It's a very good question, Alison. So the weirdest thing that I've seen whilst doing the stream wasn't caught on camera. So every now and again we'll take the show on the road. We'll go up the Iron Age hill faults locally where the phenomena has been witnessed over the years. Lots of sightings, ancient sites as well. So we take you guys with us with all the cameras and stuff. And one time we were up there, there was this light that appeared to be on top of the hill with us. So they're pretty flat up there, open, no trees or anything. Big view of the surrounding area, very high up. And we're just seeing this orb of light coming towards us, and you could see lights in the distance from cars cresting hills. You could see planes in the distance. You could see people's garden lights coming on. You know, that you got all the range up there. You got the feel for it. And this was really big, really bright. And I thought it was a dog walker, one of those LED headlamps kind of moving towards us, because there's a bit of motion. It was moving a little bit, you know, quite organic as it was coming towards us. I mean, it's a bit weird, but maybe they're curious about what we're doing. We probably look pretty strange with the camera set up and talking to nobody. But yeah, and it would come. It looked like it's coming closer, and then it would just disappear. And that happened a few times like that. Don't know what it is. I think we did point the camera at it, but I don't know if it came out on it there. But actually on the stream, probably the best one is the big, bright orange ball of light that came across the screen. It was too slow to be a shooting star, but too fast for a satellite. And it was very big, it was massive, didn't have the tail to it. So don't quite know what it is, but definitely fits in with the plasmoids that have been seen over the years as well. So hopefully we're going to see a few more of those on stream tonight, because it's going to be lovely and clear. We're going to be, that blue is going to go, that's the last bit of daylight from the sun. So as the Earth, as the Earth rotates, the sun's going to fuck off around the corner. We're going to get less of that daylight, more colour to the stars, more stars in general, more contrast. We're going to see more of these moving objects that we're seeing flying around now. Let's zoom in.
Zoom mode activated.
So we're going to see lots of these objects like this tonight, and we need to pay attention. We need to follow them across the screen, even the fainter ones there. We need to see them stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory. That will tell us for sure that they are something a little bit stranger than the many, many man-made satellites that are flying around up there. But if you're joining us tonight, we're doing our live UFO, UAP, Skywatch. We're coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge. So lots of weird things in these skies. Do say hello in the chat and working my way through the tubes, and I'll bounce back over to you TikTokers momentarily. It's a good question, Alison. How about yourself there? Have you ever had an experience that's a little bit strange there? Would love to hear about it. And Heavens Above is one I reckon I read of. Excellent. I will have to give that one a try. Because I think Ayab mentioned that one there. Marcus, feed him. Exactly there. Oh, Martin, for some reason that one got filtered out. I don't know. Might try rewording it and see if we can get that message back there. And Truth Seeker, how are you doing there? Good idea for a channel there. Thank you for it there. This is going to be huge. Well, the problem is when the chat gets really busy, that's when I struggle to keep up with the messages. So part of me quite likes it in a sort of a more modest size, because my thing, I love seeing the action on screen, but what the privilege of doing this is we get to meet all of you guys with all of your knowledge, all the things you've heard, and also your different takes on it all. And that's the thing, because we're all in our own bubbles, aren't we, with the things that we've seen and the way our brains work. Sometimes somebody will come in with a little twist. Have you thought about this thing this way? And it just unlocks part of the phenomena. I find it absolutely amazing. But also the accounts, the stories that you guys can share about your experiences. So I love those things there. Truth Seeker, where are you joining us from tonight? Good to have you in. And Susie is in too, and you can add a whole that makes it a lot easier there. I imagine I had whole satellite catalogues for it there, and I tracked comments with it there, and I had my big telescope. I didn't know you could do that one, but that is pretty cool there. Is that a satellite in B1? I'm a bit slow to the uptake. Normally, guys, we have the interactive grid, but it's broken tonight. So the little grid you're seeing on the screen, you can call out. It's just like that. The letters and numbers there, so we can have a look at them. But normally the mods can press a little button and they'll highlight, and I can just see it in real time, and we can have a zoom in on them. But it's broken tonight. It should be back for us tomorrow. Technology and all of that. Oh, I think TikTok's having a sulk again. Sod it, Sorry, TikTok. It happens every night. TikTok just has a little bit of a shit fit. Guys, if you're over there, check us out on YouTube at The Thing UFO. Again, it's a lot more stable. Plus, the screen's round the right way. There's more of the night sky, less of my face, and all sorts of other things there. So do make sure you've got it there as a little bit of a backup there. Colin is in too. How are you doing? And Indigo, did you get to look back at last night's footage of B3 where it was going? You know what? I didn't. I totally forgot. I woke up today and we've got some issues with our website, which runs a lot of our stuff today. So I've kind of improved myself in that one. So pain in the arse. So I'll have to have a look at that one. I haven't done my review this weekend. Normally I'll go through the recordings and try and skim through them, and so I didn't. And how you doing, Gandalf? More Red Dwarf. That's an acceptable reason there. Liberty, good spot in there, C2B2. So guys, keep your eyes out. Even if they've travelled very, very straight on screen, we are looking for them to stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory. That tells us for sure that they are something a little bit stranger. Indeed, there's a lot of man-made satellites flying around up there. About probably up to 16,000 now. Over 10,000 are going to be Starlink alone, which is crazy. But the way we tell them apart is by their movement. That's stopping dead, shooting off at speed, changing course or trajectory. Coloration and flashing can be really interesting to us, but it's not quite as slam dunk there. So hopefully when that blue fully goes, we're going to get to see a much more activity tonight. So, and Martin there, what I did say, the way this thing that I did say it, and I thought it was a satellite as it was going by a satellite speed, and then it turned around and back on itself, went up. Thank you, Martin, there for trying that one again, because that is phenomenal, because that is exactly it. At these altitudes, they can't move like that. So these objects we're watching right now, it's technically not true to call them satellites, well, satellite actually, but not to think of them as our man-made communication satellites. Now, statistically, it's most likely going to be those. But what it is those objects are flying around, you know, they're falling to Earth in a big circle, and they're reflecting, see like that, they're reflecting that sun's light back down to us because they're off the ground. They've still got that line of sight, and that's how we're able to see them. But be it a UFO, man-made satellite, or a bit of space junk, if it's reflective, if it's large enough or reflective enough, it's going to bounce that light back down there. So the way that we can tell them apart is by that movement, exactly what you've described there. So satellites are falling to Earth in a big circle. They're not really able to move around up there. Any adjustments they can make are so subtle, they're done over the course of a whole orbit around the Earth, so we just wouldn't be able to perceive it. But UFOs appear to be a little bit strange there. So if you're seeing something stop dead, move around, fly around there, or loop-de-loop, going backwards, that is very strange indeed. There is no explanation for that. We're not even 2 or 3 steps away from being able to do that. All of our spacecraft, again, still work on those same principles of working with the motion of an orbit to basically adjust it ever so slightly over those longer periods of time. They don't just dart around like you see in Star Wars. So that is very strange behaviour. And how are we doing in Living Light? Against Earthlings, the mothership is awaiting there, and Alan has the key and the pipe. He didn't get his license though. Paul as well, years ago, a shadow once on Mars near the probe solar panel to the side of Mars' supposed surface, and it looked like a shadow of a futuristic astronaut. A shadow high-tech suit. So I've not seen that image. I've seen lots of very interesting images on Mars. There's a few shadows on the surface that look like you know, cast by UFO flying over. Mars is a strange place. It is far stranger than they would lead you to believe. There are a lot of images. Like back in the day, you'd get somebody show you an image of the surface of Mars taken by a lander, and they'll be like, look, it looks like a structure, and you'd really have to squint and kind of go, what? Come on, mate, you're pulling my leg. But now there are so much publicly available high-definition images that you're going, no, that actually looks really fucking strange. You know, there is. I've seen cylinders. I've seen, you know, all sorts of doorways, all sorts of strange stuff there on the surface of Mars. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think there's a lot more to Mars than we have been told so far there. Red Dwarf is the best. It's a classic there. Good spot in Liberty. I'm still so far behind. And shared a few things on the Discord in general there about past Warminster stuff, including there's some shuttle stuff. Oh, again, I will check that out. I didn't see it earlier, but I'll scroll through and see if I can catch it, because I do love that one. And as Gandalf says, so we're coming to you live tonight, guys, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, Wiltshire in the UK, a little town called Warminster, which has its own long history with the phenomena for the highly strange. Lots of UFO activity here over the years, and Gandalf was part of that really early group there in the 60s and 70s, experiencing it firsthand. So looking forward to catching up, on those there. It's the Universal Canteen. It could be. How are you doing though, Poppy? And there's loads tonight and some really faint ones. Yeah, I've noticed actually there are a lot more faint ones than we normally get, but the activity is ramping up. I think it's to do with the seasons now. We're going to have a really good run rest of July and August for sightings and for movement. So guys, you've joined us at the perfect time. We're on pretty much every night. If it's a clear sky, it's a Skywatch. If it's a cloudy sky, it's an alien radio signal hunt. Like the film Contact, we're listening out on the hydrogen line. That is the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize that if ET's out there, that's where they put the message. So we do those ones, yeah, when we can't get the camera out. We're always hunting for the strange and anomalous. Do make sure you're following, subscribed, whatever it is, there, and get those notifications when we go live, because obviously we're chasing it just about getting dark. So it's going to be moving slightly earlier as the weeks go on there. And Emilio is in there, and Morningwood there. Wouldn't aliens use stealth tech, which we can't see? Possibly. I mean, we try to hide our movements, don't we? Our militaries and whatnot, we tried to hide that. But, would aliens? There's definitely interesting arguments that maybe they would, but also maybe they don't care. Maybe they're so far advanced they don't have to hide, we're no threat to them. Or maybe the technology itself, maybe a product of the technology that's so far advanced just means that we cannot observe them. There's lots of reports that some of the UFO activity is only visible in the infrared part of the light spectrum, which is what we don't see here as humans. We only see the visible light section in the middle, but down the low end you have infrared, and at the high end you've got ultraviolet. But yeah, so maybe we're just not going to see it. With those, we are looking to get the camera updated to cover for those at some point. So maybe a part of how it works means that it's just naturally not as visible as man-made stuff flying around up there. And the Tunguska event in 1908 there, I find fascinating. Was it a comet, or was it something else there? Lit up the sky for days around the world. That was an airburst, they think, don't they, over Siberia in Russia, and it basically was a massive one. Like if that had impacted, thank God, things were more limited back then, and it landed in the middle of nowhere, because that was a sizable one. Like whole reindeer herds disappeared, forests wiped out over a massive area. And I don't fully know. They speculate, don't they, like parts of a comet or something like that. Oh, that's a nice bright one there going off the screen. But yeah, the damage that those things can do there. Now that one looked like a point. I think I literally just saw that one come off the screen just at the last second there. Good eagle eyes, Liberty. When the grid's working, I'll get you the grid coordinate button as well. But sadly, the interactive grid is not working tonight. Lots of movement. Should we zoom in on this one?
Zoom mode activated.
So again, these things are flying around up there, or falling to Earth, which I should say, in a big circle. So most of the time they are going to be, they're going to be basically, moving in a straight line. So would ET. There's nothing for them to avoid up there. The most efficient path between 2 points is a straight line. So we are waiting for that rare occasion when ET said, realises he's left his keys at home, and therefore does an interstellar handbrake turn on the screen there. And Martin, you deserve a little thank you, Martin. That's very, very kind of you at all. Massively appreciated that one as well. But just hanging out in the stream as well is also, more than enough. But appreciate that a lot there. All the gifts and stuff to the members, all that jazz goes back into the stream, helping us, improve what we're doing. Currently, we're trying to get the show on the road. We want to do a live Skywatch, not just from the local locations. We want to do a UK tour of hotspots. So we're saving up at the minute to go to Rendlesham Forest, where in the 80s there was the crash/landing just outside the US Air Base there. So we're trying to get closer to that one, so we do appreciate you there for that one. How you doing, Jonathan? And you're back to the PC tonight there, so no squinting. You got to do the pro move. You need to get it projected on the big wall. PC for the chat there. And what's that, Jonathan? What's that one? And Ken's in as well. Are we alone? There's a reason. The questions is so intriguing. It defines how we see ourselves. Finding life would greatly alter our worldview and our place in the cosmos. It really would. We take it for granted that we're basically, the apex predator of the species. We are, in charge. I mean, if you run into a bear, you're going to have a bad time. But other than that, we're the boss, we don't really have to worry about the other things. But the likelihood of us being on top of the pyramid out there in space, and if it can get to us, that would change, I think, our psychology quite substantially. Great idea, Trevor. I think so. I'm hoping we want to do all the Scotland ones, the Wales ones as well. There. Nathan is in. How are you doing? Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the TikTok because there's lots of messages coming through over there, so I'm quite far behind. Okay, I'm across 2 chats tonight, guys, so it might take me a minute to get through everything. But I will scroll through and read all of your messages there. Kate coming in with the gifts there, and Joseph. Kate.
Nom nom nom. Thanks.
Thank you
guys.
for feeding Alan. Where did we get to with you guys? And we got to there. Laura S, has anyone seen Disclosure Day yet? I did. I quite liked it. And I think the point it made, which was we are ready there. TikTok. Our internet isn't unstable. It's fine. It's a you problem, TikTok. I say TikTokers, definitely check us out on the tubes at The Thing UFO. Apparently it's going to be better there. Did you like it, though? There's already a base on the dark side of the moon, which is the perfect location for it. You think of it there. We're not going to bother anybody there. They've got all that space and they've already done most of the journey. Perfect beachhead for any passing visitor, I think there. And the ISS will pass at 23:36 there. Oh, maybe I'll pop out and see if we can catch the ISS going over again there. And take there. Are they all going to the same place tonight? It kind of looks like it. You follow them across the screen, but we're going to see the same ones multiple times, because as they do their orbits, they'll go around a couple of times, like that. We'll start to tag them. The head monument on Mars is now confirmed. It has been made by intelligent life. Who's confirmed it, X? Because I heard NASA put out some really crap other images of it, didn't they? They said, oh, it was just a trick of the light. I don't buy it. I don't. I do think there's something to it. I really, really do. But I hadn't heard of who's come through the extra details on it. And Tommy's in. Tommy and Agent X in the same room. It means he's using the same hands. It's the same person. Dude, every time I look, there's a new crop circle in Wiltshire. That's 5. I think it's more than that. It's really kicked off this season. It is really, really busy. But is that a general clue, maybe, of what's going on? There does seem to be more activity generally with the phenomena. So it makes sense that the crop circles are busy. I haven't managed to catch one this year. We did last year. Said we just, before we started doing these lives, there was one just on the outskirts of town that we did there. Eyes to the skies, exactly, X. You got muted by TikTok for talking about hybrids. It's a fucking useless platform. Excuse my French, guys. R4, you made it on time to say hello. How are you doing, R4? And all we need now is a Cosmic Carlos. Oh, you know what? I haven't seen Carlos in a while. I hope he's good. And greetings, Joseph, the fellow Earthlings. You come in peace once again there. We're all good. We're a little bit warm, and I'm distressed by the weather forecast saying it's still going to be warm for the next week. I'm not having a good time, guys. But we'll survive. We'll get through. I haven't experienced it. Whenever I'm here, I bet a good time. And BJ Leeville, keep up the good spotting there. And Paul, what kind of equipment are you using to spot these craft in the sky? So it's basically just it's a Sony A7. It's like a digital photography camera, and it's all about the lens. I can never actually remember the details about the lens because it's a Chinese one. Just a lot of numbers, but basically a good lens, night sky, long HDMI lead, and that's basically the secret recipe. Where did we get to? So guys, if you're joining us tonight, we are doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch coming to you live from right in the heart of crop circle country here in Wiltshire in the UK, just down the road from Stone Henge. So lots of strange stuff in the night sky. Help spot it, and we'll zoom in on the good stuff there. But do say hello. Let us know where you are joining us from in the chat. I'm a few minutes behind over on the TikTok. Where did we get to? Trying to find where we got to in the... Oh my god, I'm so far behind TikTokers. Sorry, I'm going to be a while before we get to you. Got to Joseph, didn't we? There. And then where were we after that? And Universe Canteen, how are you doing? I have a strange... Oh, that's what you meant, is Universe Canteen. You're over... I get it. And I have a strange feeling about tonight there. I think we are going to see something. It's fantastically clear, and we have had a few quiet nights. I mean, we've seen awesome skies, but I don't think we've seen something really slam dunk anomalous for a week or two, which normally means we get a nice treat. We might get a double whammy there. So do keep your eyes peeled. We're going to be on for a couple of hours tonight, seeing what we can catch there. You're alive at the moment, R4. That's all we can ask at the minute. And pop to the YouTube there. Yep, I'll see you. I've seen you over there now. And after last night's broadcast, I tuned into GB News. They had a story about UAPs from the US government. It's interesting. It is starting, isn't it, to slowly get into the mainstream there, which is a positive sign. That they're well far behind us, but that is, it's how it happens, how it starts, to move things slowly. Let me just check something, because why is that? Why is TikTok having a sulk? Where did we get to? TikTok is lagging. Yeah, definitely check us out over in the tubes. It should be much better over there. In the 50s, scientists saw thousands of space flashes before satellites existed. Some are still unexplained. You're bang on. They've still got the evidence of this. Those photographic plates taken by the old observatories, they've got the evidence of them, the flashes. They've caught lots of them. They have no idea what it is. So something strange was going up there before man had anything up there. And Malibu there, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Ben is in. Good to see you there as well. One went across the screen going bright and then a dull. So they can be interesting. It's not quite slam dunk when we get the flashes or the flares there, but they are interesting, and do pay attention to them. It's all about sometimes getting it at the right angle. We see some that kind of flare up in the middle, and what's happening there is those objects that are flying around. They are just about catching the sun's light. See that flash there? As they're getting to that right point relative to us and the sun there. They flare up when they get that perfect reflection and then back down again. Well, bloody thing keeps skipping ahead of me as I'm trying to read it in the chat. It's been a while since I've had to fight the chat like this. Sorry, guys. We got to Ben, didn't we, there? And... good spotting DJ as well. And the first rule of Agent X is we do not talk about Agent X. Yep, you've got to keep quiet. Get your feet up. And Kate coming in with the shares. Thank you for those, Kate. It is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, guys. All that stuff really helps us meet more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds on the phenomena does help us a piece of this puzzle together. In fact, it is... you know, that you know, helps us meet you guys. You guys come in and you share your experiences with the phenomena, and that way we can all understand a little bit more about what might be going on. Some of the things I've heard from you guys are absolutely amazing there. X is quite active around the lives now. Tommy, Snake Eyes yet? What's there? Good spotting DJ as well, and Canteen there. Anyone from Southeast London? CE5. Ooh. If you meet an alien and you could only talk about one subject, what would it be? Oh my god. Would it be a cop-out if I said, like, the history of the universe? Is that too big a category? You know, what do they understand about the universe and civilization? That would be really interesting to me. Jess as well, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? So, guys, if you're new, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Ask away any questions. There's no silly questions here at all, so we want to hear from you all. It's going to take me a minute to get through everybody, but I do want to hear from you all. And if you've had an experience with the phenomenon, that is my favourite bit, so we'd love to hear your experiences there. And Henry there, greetings from Ireland. Good to have you in. Ireland, very, very active for the phenomena. Scotland too. Have you seen anything strange yourself there? And A1 is slowing down. Damn it, I'm too far behind for that one. We normally have the interactive grids. The mods, you know, when you guys spot something, they can press a button and highlight the grid squares. And that, no matter where I am in the chat, I can normally then see that in the corner of my eye and we can zoom in on the interesting ones. But it's broken tonight, so I am going to miss a few. But keep it up, and then at least the people in the chat that are up to date, they will, if they've missed it, they can check it out there. Henry as well, thank you for the follow. Good to have you in, sir. And Rio's in. How are you? Scrolling through, and so is your Scottish blood brother there from an alien hybrid mother there. And do the Falkirk Triangle and you'll discover a load of drunk people seeing aliens, Elvis and Michael Jackson. Falkirk Triangle is on our list. I think Bonnie Bridge is up there. We want to do Loch Ness as well, and I think, what else are we going to do? There's another third place up in Scotland that we want to hit. Yeah, so we've actually got a road trip tab in our Discord if you want to add some location suggestions. It's called On The Road. Add them there, and when we do our finalised trip, I mean, it's probably still going to be a while yet, but do add it there. We're all good, Rio. We're hot, but we're all right. How about yourselves there? And Gemma, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from there? And I Dream, how the devil are you? Good to see you. This heat is killing me. Hope you're surviving much better and more gracefully than I am. For those wanting to experience draconian and alien hunters, watch your post. Oh, definitely check out Agent X's post. Does little deep dives on these things. So worth checking out there. I'm back and had to do your Duolingo. You're doing Alan's language. I'm hungry. Who wants some chicken grills? No, I've had enough. I'm full. Maybe Scotland, Wales or Newfoundland. So we've got a few in Scotland, a few in Wales and a few out around the UK. I mean, Pendle Hill one jumps to mind. Is it Cannock Chase is another one we're going to do there. We're all good, just warm, Rio. How about yourselves there? Laura, that's coming in with the shares. Very much appreciated there, because that is how we reach you all. TikTok is struggling with the things there. Oh, it's lagging over on the tubes too. Oh dear, tubers. Right, we might have to sever a limb. Why is that? What is going on at the minute that is potentially doing all of that in? We've had last few days. There's definitely mercury in microwave, guys. We've had a few technical glitches the last few days. Trying not to cry about them. But yeah, we are having a few little bits of issue there. DJ Legalized, good to see you as well. Percy, spotted anything exciting this evening? Not this evening, just lovely clear skies. Hopefully it's not too bad, the lag at the second. It does normally sort itself out. It's cheaper though. I don't have the. You should have the interactive grid. I'll have to send you a message with the address. It's not on tonight anyway. Where are we? R4. I've seen some really good kit-out vans that fold up to showers and beds. Oh, honestly, the ideas of what we could do for like a proper sky hunting mobile. You know, the brain. I've got ideas. I've not got any money, but I've got ideas. Where are we? Let me scroll down. Stream's elevated with the tech. Thank you, iDream. Actually, we've got a little bit of a technical fault at the minute because normally the grid is interactive, so the mods can press a button and highlight those squares so I don't miss anything if I'm delayed in the chat. But let's zoom in on this one. But that's broken tonight, typically. So we want to see these things shooting off, changing course or trajectory, telling us for sure that they are a little bit stranger. The orange ones, especially when they're a bit deeper than this, they are really interesting because obviously ionized plasma will appear very reddish orange to us, which is strongly associated with the craft there. And Nessie is on your list of 2 agents. Maybe we could meet up. And you're loving the heat there. All good in the wildfire hood here. Well, I'm glad the second part. I can't do the heat. I will complain that it's cold, but I can't. The new crop circle popped up last night by you. Oh, I haven't seen last night's one. Very detailed pattern, though strange. Oh, I'm going to check that one out. Even Alan's getting and I am the Earth's representative for alien/Earthlings contact there. Please refuel your spacecraft. Oh, I could do some myself there. To be cheap overall. I not with my ideas. Not with my ideas. It's evolved. It's leveled up, and hopefully it will help us, do with the hunting and identifying. We have got a few other little ideas. I'm trying to bring up some radar stuff, but typically with technical problems, it's slowing us down there. And I can see Pendle Hill from your back garden. Who else is it in our group that's near to Pendle Hill as well? That could be a great one for. The problem is, guys, I think doing all these spots are like really fun. Sounds great on paper. But I'm chicken shit, so you put me somewhere in the middle of the dark, I'll lose my nerve very, very quickly, which I suppose is hilarious for you guys. If you ever end up severing the TikTok limb and I don't follow over, I've fallen asleep there, Kay. What I'll do is I'll scream loudly beforehand, then we'll wake you guys up so you know to join us over there. It is a possibility, but it seems to be getting a little bit better at the minute on my end, my little thing that tells me our speeds. So hopefully we won't have to sever the TikTok limb. But TikTokers, do check out the YouTube there, just in case, because it's a more stable platform. But not only is the screen around the right way, there's less of my face and all sorts of extra analysis there, so it's definitely worth having that one, at least as a back up there. What happened? Oh, what to the Starship Alan? We haven't needed to bring it up in a while. Well, we've had so many Skywatches where the Sky has been doing the job before us. It's still there, though. We just haven't brought it up there. It's you, Ben. I did think it might have been. So, yeah, we're going to have to catch up with people, I think, when we're doing our little road trip. Joseph, how are you doing there? Anything new? Not really, I don't think. A few interesting sightings, but nothing massive there. Joseph, my spelling and grammar checks are rubbish. Joseph, you never have to worry about spelling and grammar here. I'm dyslexic. I can barely spell my name, and it's 3 letters, so I wouldn't be able to know either way. Keep saying that, then you never do. It's on my list. I get shout at your political debaters at 3 AM instead. What it is, maybe I can get a different sound effect. Did I? Which one? Where? Is it? I've got a free button on my pad. I can do a wake you up button. It's a horrible noise to make sure you guys are watching and paying attention. And Carl's in Blackpool. I wonder what's going to be our closest venue to you, Carl. Yeah, you get shouty political debaters. Is it Alan? Giving his 2 pence in there. 6 minutes till the ISS pass over. Is it going to come over later? I might not rush down for it tonight. Mainly because I want to catch up with everything here. Alan needs to record a wake-up message. But with his soothing, bassy tones, would it wake you up, though? I think people have broken fingers and gotten worse. Where's the heart button? Yeah, you got to tap away. Tap away those likes and share. And iDream, thank you for the gift there. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. Helps improve what we do. All right, just passing over Plymouth now. You can see, I'm too late for it now. Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the tubes. Where did we get to with you guys? And then I'll come back over to the TikTok after that one. And I've just put it on my TV, and there's loads there. You don't really see them on the phone. The phones have got, I find, a better quality screen with the OLED. You can see more detail, but when it's on the big screen, that is it. Yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to like take the crown. We've had people, you know, project it. We've had people on the big screen. We've even had people do it in VR, which is absolutely amazing on the YouTube version. But nobody's gone onto the website and done the sensor dashboard with all of the other information meters projected, and then, you know, the main one on there. That is going to be, somebody's got to take the crown. And looking nice night, Nathan, you're not wrong. We've got a lovely clear night, which should increase our odds of sightings and detections. It is tricky spotting on the old phones. It's amazing how well you guys do with it there. And Martin there said, did anybody see the meteor a few weeks back come across the northwest of England? It was at 10 to 1 in the morning, and it was bright light first, and then it shot, and then it split into two. I mean, you actually saw it. I would love to see something like that. I've seen videos online. Not that one. I didn't even hear about that one. But I've seen people catch those sizable ones, and you don't burn up that quickly that you see them. That I would love to see there. You can type on the phone and watch TV. That's the pro move, Liberty. Chat on the phone. Big screen for the main view. This is fabulous. Thank you, Walls. Is that Wallace? Sorry. Where are you joining us from tonight? Good to have you in. I'm glad you found us. It's always good to see new faces there. So if you're just joining us, guys, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight, coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge. So lots of strange and mysterious things in this and these night skies. Yeah, do say hello. Let us know who you're watching from. Ask away any questions you might have. But if you've got an experience, a story to tell us, maybe you've seen something strange in the night sky yourself, holding your hats, spinning the camera, yeah, do let us know. Might take me a second to get to your message, as I'm going through them slowly, but yeah, we want to hear from you all. That is the thing that's changed my understanding the most about the phenomenon, is hearing exactly how much and how often it's going on from you guys. And don't forget to hit the like, Liberty. Thank you for that, because it is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all of that jazz that does help us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. And the more open-minded, intelligent people we can get to look and share their experiences, I think the more we can all piece this puzzle together. Just added gifts to the military aviation channel. It's a new feature. You have to let me know how you get on with it, Liberty. I'm glad, because lots of people have asked, because they do it on the TikTok, and that is the thing where, you know, it feeds Alan. Everybody loves to see Alan, so everybody's been asking for the YouTube equivalent. And Paul there as well. I found a photo, shadows of the man on Mars. It's seen in a NASA Aruba Photos, Houston Journal, from the 27th of Jan 2015. There, I remember seeing the article. It's not one I've heard of. That's fascinating. Well, guys, if you want, you don't have to, but if you want to, guys, join our Discord and somebody post it in there, because I know everybody will want to see that one. We've got loads of cool channels over there on the Discord. It's a little community app, basically. We've got our interesting things section, which is perfect for the stuff like this that comes up, or if you heard a good podcast, seen something interesting, bung it in there so we can all kind of get up to date. Or in the personal experiences section, where not just sharing them in the chat where it disappears, but putting them in that section, and then everybody, even if they're not on stream in the community, will be able to check them out there. But yeah, lots of interesting stuff going on over there at the minute, so I'd love to see that one. I will totally forget to check it out after that, but thank you for finding the date for that one there, Paul. And I wonder how much we are seeing is space junk. It's a good question. There's a lot up there. I think the larger space junk, the boosters and stuff like that, they're on, like, you know, more elongated orbits, aren't they, out there? So they're probably quite far away. So although they're going to be larger and more reflective, probably too far for that light for my camera to pick up, at least. And I'd imagine a lot of the space junk that's just generally in orbit is going to be of the smaller size, but that's just a guess. I wonder how much larger stuff is in orbit around us there as well. It's a good question. Getting the buffering now, just working through there. Hopefully it's sorted itself out now, though. One day, they keep telling us this year we're going to get fibre here in this little village, and then we won't have the problem. But they haven't given us a date yet, sadly. All good there, SK. How are you doing? And is it possible that satellites can be side by side of each other? Oh, Martin, good question. It is possible, but it is much trickier for them to do that. You know, they can definitely do one after the other. They're doing the constellations there, but it is trickier because of the amount of movement. I said they're having to do it, like, you know, working with that falling. Like, imagine if you were infinitely falling off a very, very large building and you're trying to align yourself with somebody else. It's not that easy. You can go behind somebody, you know, 1, 2, 3. You can time the spacings, but getting the side by side is tricky. But they can do it, but it is much rarer because it's just expensive to do. Life, the universe, and everything. 42. be hilarious if it did turn out to actually be the case. And I was thinking, I was talking to the owner of my old channel, Liberty Wing UK, the other night, and we were talking about the UAP over Lakenheath, and someone was saying something had been seen again last week. Ooh, so it might be the early stages of another flap. In your world, in your aircraft, your aviation sort of sphere like that, which again is much more normal, aircraft, man-made, well accepted, probably more, you know, the traditional sort of mindset there. What did they make of it there? Was there a big, like, you know, within the community, still a bit of stigma there, like, no, it's probably just drones, or did it really start to prize that curiosity within that community? And Illusion of Delusion, how are you doing there? What's the little red dot at the bottom of D1? That, sadly, is a very hot pixel on the camera. So we've got a few of them tonight. So the really red ones, so that one, and that one. Yeah, there are those duff pixels there. But let's zoom in on this one. I've just got my cursor here. So yeah, we're going to see lots of these tonight. Look, that's giving us a nice little twinkle, but that's mainly just because it's a lot brighter than that one. It's going a bit slower as well. But we need to see these objects stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory. That one, for sure, that will tell us for sure that it is something a little bit stranger indeed. Where did we get to? Go to the buffer in. Good question there. And is that GFK there watching from Colorado there? God, I'd love to spend some time in the mountains around Colorado. Absolutely stunning there as well. The Duff Pixel, that is it, Jonathan. And oh, it's okay now. Excellent, Liberty. Thank you for the heads up there as well. No legs in the tubes. What's the solar like? That's a good question. What is the solar index like? It's not too bad, I don't think, tonight. I don't think it's meant to be too bad. And Martin, do you use SDR software for the radio frequencies? Yes, we do. So we just use, you know, basically off-the-shelf parts for those sort of things. Luckily, Newelec, the company that make SDRs and all the other bits of equipment, they provided some for us there. So we've got quite a large dish there, all amplified and filtered for the hydrogen line. Comes in through freely available SDR software, and then we analyze that. So if you show it there, it's a bit of a small image, but at the very top, that is the SDR screen coming in, and then the rest of the analysis is our own custom stuff. So we're looking at the same data in all different ways there to try and increase our odds of a detection. We haven't done a SETI stream in a while because we've had so many good clear nights, so it'll be a while there. And Liberty, the grid would be constant tonight there. There's so many. I saw 10 once a few minutes back there on the TV. Is definitely the way. The bigger the screen, the better. Oh god, it would be. Was it not last night? The other night, the grid was on constantly. There were just multiple squares. It is just absolutely alive. This isn't actually the busiest I've seen it, but we are getting into that busier period. This is going to be the peak for us. It's all to do with how far round the sun is relative to us, you know, the seasonal variations there, plus the nice clearer nights that we're having because of the heat there. You have to embrace the dark. It's great there, Trevor. I'm trying. We encountered men in black in the 70s. They were interested in the work of the Fountain Centre and Peter Paget. Do you know which building? Because I'm trying to identify, Gandalf, which building was the Fountain Centre now. Because I've got the building number, but that number doesn't actually exist. So I'm trying to identify it because I want to do like a heritage trail around here for that. So I need to try and find it on Google Maps, which exactly the one is, but I can't seem to identify it. But I did hear we had somebody come in who used to live here in the town back during that period as well, and their dad was in the military, like a lot of people from this town, and they had the Men in Black round for that, and their dad was very distressed. They went through all their house and stuff like that. So it's amazing that the accounts that you hear. And Living Light, what question makes you stop looking for a single answer? Ooh. That's a good point, isn't it there? You know, a lot of these things aren't simple to be, oh, shooting star there, to collapse down to a single answer there. Are we alone? Oh, you're back down. Where'd you get lost? I was lost in the chat. And Trevor, I don't understand why so many people watch stuff on phones there. The screens are not good enough for some viewing. It's the convenience, isn't it? The laziness. I can't bother to put it on the big TV. I'm a sucker for it. And Rich, on the big screen, you're a bit down in the right-hand corner is the size of a large TV screen. Yeah, actually, yes. So you can see me in all of my hideous glory there. I forget about that for you guys. Get to see all the sweat on me glistening off there. So I love the tubes there. Have it on the big screen. We broke our record on the live stream last week there. We got, what's it, 172,000 views in 48 hours and 9.5 hours of watch time. Thanks, Mr. Trump. Well, that was going to be a phenomenal stream, wasn't it there? That was such a good catch. And very well done for that one. Crazy numbers there. What was the concurrence like? Because that's how... It was the chat just running at full speed, I imagine, there. A nice one. It's been some year, it very much has. Oh, got some bats flying over there. Actually, more than the fluffy channel. Oh, no. And they don't know what it was. Oh, okay, so they're open to it being unknown then. Because a lot of the mainstream people, it's just like, it's probably just a strange satellite or a drone. You know, they're very easy. They want to write it off. They don't like to leave it open. That's a nice bright one. Let's have a look at this.
Zoom mode activated.
I was talking to an airman last week. Oh, what did they think of it as well? Apparently, the face on Mars is where Anu is buried, and the first king of the on the Earth, and the face is meant to look to Earth. I've heard something along those lines. You wonder, didn't you? You wonder. And did you ever get to see Discovery? I did, Bill. What did you think of it? I enjoyed it, actually, more than I thought I was. I thought it was about 10 years too late. Actually, yeah, probably about right. And been a crazy year on the Military Aviation Channel. Fingers crossed we see it continue. Oh, onwards and upwards. I watched that film twice last week. It was so lacking. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would there, but I get what you mean with it. I don't think it's going to be like Close Encounters where you'll revisit it constantly. Latest UFO release tranche has a piggy balloon on it there, and it looked like a piggy balloon. Oh yeah, I think I know the one you're on about. I was a little bit disappointed in the way that it's going now. I was trying to remain positive and hopeful, but I'm not. I think generally, we have pushed the needle a bit, but it's just not. It's just not, it's not there. It's not fully there. It's the lane off of Portway towards Iceland there, the large building at the corner of the alley. You know what? Because I'm seeing the alley. That makes a lot of sense there. Thank you, Gandalf, for that. That probably is enough for me to locate it now. And the truth isn't out there. It's hidden in plain sight. Join the interactive UFO hunt and follow the clues. Uncover the mysteries and see if you're ready to close for a close encounter. Very well put, Ken, as always. We're talking to Chris, with Chris. I'll get him on the channel multi-stream. We had over 1,000 in the chat, but last time we had 4K. So, it's overall more views, but it wasn't in the chat, was it? That's interesting how it works out sometimes there. And the app's not working for you yet. So, Peak G, good question. Our website is down today through some infuriating. Yeah, still down. I'm waiting for support to tackle it. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys, I wiggled the wrong lead there. Come on, computer. There we go. Sorry. But yeah, our website is down today, so our interactive grid is down. But it will be back up soon. I'm just shouting with support about it at the minute. We did more vids after the live stream. Good way of reusing the content. It's okay, the movie, but it didn't move any needles for anyone. I get what you mean with that. Yeah, there wasn't the slam dunk with it, but I felt like, because I was thinking, what's the new thing? What's it trying to tell us? But what I came away from that was that Spielberg didn't necessarily need any insider information. I think what his point was that we're ready. I think it did it most obviously when we're talking with religion, and saying, look, there's it doesn't contradict anything. I think maybe it's that wider awareness that it isn't going to be the issue that we have been led to believe that it could be, essentially. So I was better with it than I thought. Guys, if you are just joining us, we're doing a live, oh god, my computer's going, a live UFO UAP at Skywatch tonight. We're currently live from Wiltshire here in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country, just down the road from Stone Henge. And we're looking out for the strange anomalous, the weird and wonderful in the night sky. So we're in this little town called Warminster. Let's zoom in on this blue one here. A town called Warminster in Wiltshire, which, if you know, back in the 60s and 70s was a massive UFO hotspot. Unlike anywhere else in the world, it wasn't just one or two sightings. People could come down every weekend and just see something strange in the night sky. People internationally travelled here and then decided to stay here because it was so phenomenal. And there is still strange stuff going on, and that's what we're on the lookout for tonight. So do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight there. We want to hear from you all. You can even be skeptical. We're all welcome to all of the opinions here as well. I want to hear from you all there. Ask away any questions there, but make sure you're following and subscribed, because we're on pretty much every night looking out for the strange and anomalous. We're going to see a lot of these objects tonight, a lot of these things flying around. We need to see them do something strange, stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory. That tells us for sure that it is something more than a man-made satellite flying around, and there is a lot of those up there. So that's why it's a hunt. You've got to follow your eyes across the screen to see all of that strange movement there. And where are we? Down here as well. That's this, we've hit a milestone 100 in the chat. Hit the like, thank you there, Liberty. And I literally just clocked it myself. I think it's gone up to 128 or something. Maybe it's gone down again now. But it's gone down a bit. But yeah, new milestone. It's a busy night for us tonight. So hello, any new faces, making sure you're following or subscribed, whatever it is, wherever you are, because we're on pretty much every night doing this. We've got a long run of clear nights ahead of us there. So yeah, do say hello and hit the like button.
What's the milestone?
Up to the new record in the chat on the YouTube.
How many?
128 I saw a minute ago. So
Wow.
that's a peak when it goes up and down. But yeah, hit the like, and again, we're going to make some more friends. And again, if you're new here, do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Oh, let us know where you're watching from. But again, if you've had an experience with a phenomenon, I would love to hear about that as well. That's my favourite part, is hearing all of your experiences there. And how is Alan? Alan's all right, aren't you, Alan? Alan?
It's me, Alan, the real star of the show.
Thank you, Alan. And baby, where are you, baby with a laser? I like that. Had a weird experience once on a small hill just outside of Warminster. Me and my mate walked into what can only be described as some sort of weird bubble of fear. We both felt it and got out sharpish. Now, I love that, because that is an experience you would not have heard, would not have been reported to get that information. That is phenomenal. Which hill, do you know which hill it was up there? We do Battlesbury a lot, which is one of the hills there. You've got Clay Hill, Cradle Hill, Star Hill, Battlesbury. But that is very, very interesting. That actually goes back to those classic sightings, having those experiences as well there. And Gandalf in the chat actually was there at the time. Excuse me, during that period. And did you know Mick Jagger visited Cradle? I didn't know. I did not know Mick Jagger. That is pretty cool. I wonder if you want to come back there. It's up again. Thank you, Liberty, for the eyes on there. And Patrick Moore. I thought Patrick Moore would be interesting, because he was publicly not so much, but quietly he was actually quite interested. We've heard these things there. Doug, how are you doing there? And Paul, I'm a Christian and I've got no issues with disclosure, and I want to know. And God created the heavens and the earth, as in Genesis. And the heavens could be interpreted as cosmos, and that's one heck of a big creation. Totally, Paul. That's always struck me. There is a similarity around our understanding of the Big Bang as there is to the the 7 days of creation things. And I mean, I don't have to take things strictly, but you look through again a lot of this older documentation there. As long as we're not taking it too literally and we're not trying a straw man, there is some interesting things there. I can very much see a lot of these stuff there. And electronic there, they speak with me telepathically, and now son of 5 years. What? Yep. Son of, that is very awful to hear. The second part of that one, that is now your son of on that one. But the tell us more about this telepathic connection, because a lot of people talk about this sort of thing, and I'd love to see the pictures as well. What sort of things does it display there? And if you're new here, please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you, up as well, for that, because that is how we reach you. It's how we make our new friends, and how we hear all these individual accounts just like that, where we can piece this puzzle together. A chap came in, I think it was a couple of weeks back now, and it was a phenomenal sighting that he had there. So he used to work in the military in the US, something to do with communications, radio technology, and he was up a big mast with a couple of colleagues repairing something with this antenna, and he saw this silver cigar shaped thing on the horizon in the distance, very classic UFO type sighting. And what was interesting was, obviously, he saw it, but all of his colleagues saw it too. So that's multiple people witnessing the same thing. That's always a good data point to get. But what was even more interesting is, because of the nature of the job he was doing, he had a little handheld antenna with him to do testing. He pointed this thing at the craft, or whatever it was, and he appeared to be getting a signal from it. Now, what he said was, it looked like, how we do a data message, but it was done in a very different sort of way, and I'm not smart enough to understand. He did say the difference is, he said, it looked like data, but not done in a human sort of way. And I thought that was insanely interesting there, because you don't get to hear those accounts. They're not sexy enough to make the news there, but so much of that's gone on. When people say, where's the evidence? Lots of people have had these strange experiences there. What a star man, Patrick Moore, 100% there. He used to be a little bit of a, what did he say? A little bit of an instigator. He'd like to wind up the rest of the community there. Was known for those sorts of things. There won't be anyone like him again. Yeah, the greats. And where are we there? Baby as well. And I'm from Manchester, and I was just passing through at night when we stopped to stretch our legs. So we walked up, this small hill. We went up in high spirits, but the mood changed in an instant. I'd love to try and figure out where that was. Small hill probably wouldn't be Cradle Hill, but we are surrounded. That's one of the things that makes this little town weird. We have a triangle of Iron Age hill forts, these big that dominate over the town. And it's also, if you're into your ley lines, there's a convergence of 12 ley lines in this town. So it's a bit of a weird place historically, but also then the UFO side. But that really ties in with some of those experiences that other people were having as well. And, is it that, the picking up, is it the infrasound there, which could be associated to the craft or whatever might be going on, whatever weirdness is creating that feeling? Or was it something else that was, the body giving you a warning because some part of you was aware of something else that was a little bit more nefarious there? Patrick was the Fred Dibner of the stars. I love that one, Doug. I love a bit of Fred Dibner there. Oh my God, I can't even watch him though these days. It gives me vertigo. And the right question, Living Light, is whether whatever snaps you out of the illusion that there is a one neat final answer. Once you stop hunting for the answer, you start living the questions. That's where the fun hides. I think you're right about that as well. We want these things to be nice and simple. It's how our brain works. We're always trying to preserve calories. TikTokers, I'll be back over you in a bit. I'm just catching up with the YouTube chat, and once I've done that, I'll bounce back over to you, TikTokers. But yeah, we want to make these things efficient. We want to close that tab in our brains to save the calories. So we have to fight against that a little bit when things are more complicated. And sure, we can collapse it down to a yes or no to get on with our day-to-day life, and it'll probably serve us fine. We're probably, whether you think aliens are visiting Earth or not, it's probably not going to be so detrimental if you get it wrong to you as an individual. But if you want to explore it, if you want to find what the objective truths are of this, then you have to be willing to get a bit more complicated with it. He was the ace of the I can't even pronounce that one, Gandalf. And Vincent as well. Hi, Sarah. Do you ever watch the Travis Walton? Did you ever watch the Travis Walton incident involving his abduction? Vince is watching from Preston. Good to have you in, Vince. So I've seen him do various interviews, especially the more recent one. Did see an older one. I haven't seen Fire in the Sky, which is the film made on it there, but he did say that they Hollywoodized it a bit. A very, very interesting there. It's one of the cases that I do lean more heavily to, just with the amount of evidence around it. God, I'm so dizzy tonight there. And Tony there, I saw a UFO during daytime. Years ago, a flying silver disc in the sky there. My dad said it was a silver wheel hub that had come off a car, and he wasn't there, and I was in the field miles from the closest road. Tony, amazing story. Thank you for that. Whereabouts in the world was that sighting? And look, this is, I think, the mental gymnastics that people go to explain away these things, and then as soon as you go, look, that doesn't fit, you get the pushback of it there, because people just want to close that box. They don't want the ambiguity there. They want to get on with their life as explained, not have to think anything more about it there. And NB, how are you doing? Good to see you in there. And Cop Heap is also pretty weird. So Cop Heap, is that the golf course one, I think, is Cop Heap? Because that has got lots of weird folklore and ghost stories about it as well. And AFC is back in. How are you doing tonight there? We're having a good stream. It's lovely and clear tonight. Very, very active skies. And if you're new here, don't forget to check out the Discord. Good point, Lady Liberty there. Thank you for reminding us. If you want to hang out off stream, link in bio there. It's a great little community we've got over there. So it's not just your normal stream updates, although we do get reminders posted daily of when we're going to be on and what stream it's going to be. But also there's a really cool, interesting things section. So if we're talking about podcasts or videos that we've seen that are interesting, then they get put in there so you can see it there, or the personal experiences section. So if you're sharing a story and you want it to be on the record, we've got a personal experience section. We can put images, videos and stuff too. That way it's always there, it doesn't disappear after the stream. Fire in the Sky is one of my favourite films. I still haven't seen it, Sam. Thank you, A-Up. I do need the hydration reminder. Remember Patrick Moore on a show called Games Master. Oh my god, he was the projection, wasn't he there? And he got me through many computer games. Stuck in the back day. He's a great guy. Good sense of humour. Very, very true. And RA there, Fire in the Sky, scared the shit out of me. I've heard that a lot. I've not seen it on ITV in the 90s. How are we doing, Amanda? 2 there, and AFC. As I am 5 miles from Clay Hill. in Warminster. I intended to go up to the top of Clay Hill next week, but now I'm your knee operation there, and we'll be up there once I'm fit and well. Afterwards, do some recordings. Oh, AFC, you got to let us know your experience. Clay Hill, I haven't actually done yet. It's very much on my list, but I've done obviously the easier ones close to town, but I haven't actually done Clay Hill, which is a bit of a crime for me. Maybe I'll see you up there. And Living Like, which film made you cry? Wait a minute. Well, personally, oh, what's the one? Oh my god, we said it last night. I can't remember the name now. It's gone now. Fire in the Sky. Oh, aliens! Oh my god, they look like the worst kind of greys you can imagine. He did say that they made it a bit worse for Hollywood against his better, well, they lied to him. They didn't put that part of the script in apparently when he approved it. But you do wonder, people do have horror stories just like that one. And poppies. And what are all of the stars are looking fast-moving lights that we are? We're in Hertfordshire, having and seeing hundreds. The star apps are saying Starlink there. So yeah, basically a lot of these things, if they're moving around, these ones here are most likely going to be man-made satellites. Now, essentially what we are seeing is just objects in orbit reflecting the sunlight back to us, especially at this time of year. The sun hasn't fully gone round and they're off the surface. They get a direct line of sight. They can reflect that light back down to us there. Now, it doesn't tell us what they are, because even though most of them are going to be man-made satellites, especially Starlink, that's the most of what is up there. This has been seen before man had satellites up there. And every now and again, this is what we're doing tonight. We're following them. We're keeping our eyes on them. We're looking for the ones that act a little bit strangely. So if it is following that's a nice purpley one, following a straight, consistent path at a consistent speed, then it's probably just a man-made satellite. But follow it along, because it only takes a hesitation, stopping dead, changing speeds, doing a zigzag. That will tell us for sure that it is something a little bit stranger there. Where did it get to? And baby there, it was about 5 minutes out of Warminster. We were both overwhelmed with a deep anxiety and a feeling we shouldn't be there. And it was very real and very creepy, and we were just taking a break. That is very, very... How long ago was it, roughly? And RA there, Fire in the Sky. Listen, I didn't sleep for weeks when I was 12 after watching that. All right, I won't put it on tonight after the stream. Right, I'm going to try and get back over to the TikTok. Now, you guys have been incredibly chatty, so I'm not even sure how far I can catch up with you guys. But I'll give it a go. Oh, it doesn't look to be too bad. Where did we get to? Alan could release a hit song to raise funds. Won't know until you try. Oh, the screaming down. I'll keep you waking up there. We was going to get Alan to sing a Christmas song. I'll have to... it was All I Want for Christmas was your undivided devotion or something like that. We'll have to revive that one, Tommy. If we get 10,000 likes, he's going to feed Alien Alan. What am I going to feed him there? And I don't mind where I go, train, taxi or coach. I'll be there, Carl. That's, we're going to still do our meet up at some point, so we'll have to do that. But hopefully, yeah, if we're close enough, we can swing by a few of you guys as we're doing our live events everywhere there. And Cameron, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us tonight. Is the blue one a dead pixel? Some of them are. There is a blue one that kind of see around there. That could be as well, and I missed so many gifts, sorry guys. iDream, TB, Dordle, Sausage Man and Leanne, thank you for the gifts there, appreciate those guys. All goes back into the stream, helping us improve what we do. So at the minute, all the stream, the gifts, the subs, the members, all that jazz, well, it always goes back into including the merch, all goes back into the stream. But we are the second, we are basically saving up to take the show on the road. So every now and again we do go around to the local UFO hotspots, the hills that we're talking about that surround the town. But oh my god, sorry, I'm trying to find where I'm in the chat. Yeah, we do live Skywatches on locations. We want to do all of the UFO hotspots of the UK. So Rendlesham Forest is on our list there, but it's going to take a while. We've got to save up to get the bits that we are missing, and then we can do that one. Oh god, sorry guys, I'm trying to find where we are in the chat. Got to that one. Passing right over you there, DJ. And okay, it's Vega. Actually, yeah, that one is Vega. Yeah, you're right there. Dordle is in there. And TV just watched a great film there. Project Hail Mary there. Fantastic story. It was a good one. It was a good film. It does make you think, the differences of what life could be like. And I thought, I got some drunk fellas giving a speech on the state of England next door now. God. It's always when the neighbours get drunk. I've had some very interesting neighbours in my time. Luckily, where we are here, it's much more reserved. Might have been it. Just heard him fall over. And Sausage Man, some stuff there, some strange things are happening lately. Lots of crop circles, we were just talking about this. There's lots of stuff going on, so keep spotting. Hopefully we'll get it on the screen tonight there. Laura Lass coming in with the hashtags. Repost and share, guys. I do appreciate that one. Thank you, Agent X, for reminding me. It is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all of that jazz. That helps us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds we get on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together there. It's a cooperative thing. We are doing a hunt. We are looking out. Not everything that we're seeing tonight is going to be anomalous, but pay attention, it does happen. We get them occasionally stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory. And got a good video of it. Oh, perfect there. And Henry there, what's the website to view the camera? So there isn't. It's where you are now. This is our camera live. So at the minute, it's not available. We do have on our website, although it's down tonight, frustratingly, we do have our alien radio signal equipment basically live. That is always listening and monitoring. You can tune in anytime if you go to our website and do your own hunting, looking out to see if ET is sending a message, but the camera isn't up on there at the minute. So this is our live view camera right outside for us there. Hello, darling, you're okay?
I need to tell Laura about the spider.
It
was about that big, and you just lost the game.
Oh.
But no, it's about that big.
Sorry, I just fell over.
It wasn't, but his
Zoom
body
mode
was
activated.
quite small still, and he was quite leggy. So I thought I could maybe grab him, but I tried to grab him, and he went full attack mode.
Oh.
He chased after me.
He chased after you.
And then when
so we now can't use the stairs.
No, after
Zoom
I
mode
came in
activated.
here.
Did you lose the battle?
After I came in here, I went to go down the stairs, and I was like, "Where is he? I can't see him." And then he just went straight towards me. I was like, "Oh." So he's outside.
Oh God,
now.
I'm gonna meet him when I pop outside for a smack. One is the same one that
He's
keeps
only
going in
about
my
this-
shawls.
He was tiny. I described him as a fledgling house spider.
A fledgling housefly.
Yeah,
God.
he looked like he could get bigger, but he wasn't too big.
Oh, moving flash. I totally missed those ones, guys. But keep up the good spot in there, even though I'm behind in the chat. The people who are live with the chat, I think, will appreciate it there, in case they've missed it. There, how are you doing, Sean? As well, good to see you in. And we are never alone. There, we have to our soul. We are the universe experiencing itself. There is a connection, I think, across all of these things. You sure saw the shooting star? Good. We had a really good one last night. So we are getting into the shooting star season as well. So hopefully we're going to get more and more activity like that. Not just the moving objects, but the cool natural ones as well there. If Sam ventures into the dark there, we need a Bluetooth speaker to play a growling and screaming noises. It doesn't even need to be that to set me off, Tommy. You know this. Did you catch, probably not, the one we did recently on location, and we were rushed at like midnight by 30 cows in the dark, because it's so dark and our night vision was gone because we were looking at the screen. You just saw the whites of the markings on their heads rushing towards us at like chest height, and my brain couldn't process what I was seeing. These proper running at us. And it turned out to be cows. My brain went trying to run through everything it could be. Kids, no, it's too short for kids. Gnomes. My brain settled on gnomes. Worried about AI, the soul there. And congratulations, but thank you there, Sean. The AI, it's an interesting one, isn't it? It really is interesting to wonder what is going to be going on with us and all that there. Fluffy like cakes there. And too many now to believe. Oh, what was that for, Sausage? I can't remember. And look for live music and have a grateful one. Thank you, Sean. And Shirio there as well. Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Do say hello, guys. If you're new here, especially say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from. And hopefully I'll get around to your messages pretty soon. I'm just working my way through the TikTok, then I'll be over to the YouTubes again. So it shouldn't be too long there. So 9 things in 2 minutes there, 10, 11. There's a lot. We are very, very busy tonight. In fact, let me turn up the brightness a touch there so make sure we're not missing out on the fainter ones. But yeah, keep your eyes on the skies tonight. There's lots going on. Very, very busy, Rio. And Frederick, how are you doing? I just witnessed the best orb of the year 5 minutes ago. OG Frederick, good to see you, sir, as well. I hope you have been very, very well. We had a really good orb sighting, I think in November. It is really, really awesome to see. Laura Lass.
Nom nom nom. Thanks.
Oh,
guys.
if you post it, Frederick, we want to see that one. We want to put it back in there. I want to see that one. If you do post it there, tag us in it. Frederick was with us literally in the very, very early days of the stream, the first few, I think, about a year ago now. 13 Sausage. We're doing a little counter on screen there as well. He sent the visit. Oh, excellent, Wizard. I will check those ones out. Thank you for doing that one as well. Get the spider. But no, it always descends into spider talk there. And how you doing, Alex, there? And where are you honed in tonight there? I'm not very honed in at the minute, I'll tell you. I'm fighting off a bit of vertigo at the second. And I'm usually good there, but I can't make out the star systems. You're looking at so we're seeing a lot. This lens is letting in about 2.5 times the amount that the human eye can see of light. So you're seeing more, and it makes it very hard to put the constellations in. But if I spin the camera around, hold on to your hat. See if I can get 2 in for you there. So these 2 bright ones in the middle, there. So this one, where's my cursor? Here. This one is that? Yeah. No, it's off the screen. Hold on. So you guys get to see a worse image basically on TikTok on the vertical, trying to fit it all in. So this one, this big bright beautiful one here, oh that's bright, that's Vega, and that one is Deneb there. Now what we're doing with the thing is we're doing the image like that basically to fit it on the screen, so maybe that can help align Vega and Deneb for there. So lots of interesting movement tonight. Keep your eyes out there. We're going to see lots of objects like this, but we need to see them stop dead, shoot off at speed to change their course or trajectory. That tells us for sure that it is something a little bit stranger indeed. I will pass that one on, Frederick. Sorry, I'm so far behind in the chat, but I'll let Leanne know there. Watched Mission to Mars last night again. I love it. I haven't seen that, I think, since the first time I saw that film, which would have been nearly 30 years ago. And Steph as well, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? I was trying to be brave and grab him. I'm not going into spider mode tonight. And I travelled all the way to Rutherford in Wales by train, bus and taxi for ghost hunting. Carl, that is actually pretty respectable doing that. So since I've not driven, you have to rely heavily on trains and public transport. Oh my god, it is such a pain in the arse trying to get into these places, especially at reasonable hour, and stuff like that. I admire that ability there, Carl. I might need some tips on it there. And funny how you were talking about the spider and your Jujitsu mode. DJ as well, I have just applied to the Discord. Oh, let's have a look. I'm sure somebody's already probably approved you on that one, but let me just catch it just in case. And we'll where is it? There, pending. Is anybody hiding? There you go. And approved. There you go. Thank you for joining, Lethal. Looking forward to seeing you over there. Aru as well. Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from? Loving the stickers. Deneb and V Vega. Don't get to see those stickers often there. Do we tonight, guys? Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the tubes as well. And thank you, Lee DJ, there for joining us over. Where do we get to with YouTubers? Got to there, fire in the sky. Okay, I had an Amstrad 464 a disc at the time. Oh my god, I had an Amstrad. What was the first piece of computer that we had in our house? And Poppy there, we saw a one that was moving in a straight line but disappearing. So that can be interesting. It's not quite slam dunk because sometimes with the light it can be what they can be doing basically is, as you see, they're moving, they're reflecting that light back down to us. But if you're seeing like a flash, reflective surface, no flash, reflective, no flash, flash, no flash, and they essentially will be doing that as they're going. So again, any object up there will be doing that. So it doesn't mean that it's not, but that can be a reason. If you think this is the old Hubble Space Telescope there, you remember if they're rotating like that and flashing, it normally means they're broken. There are some satellites that can do that, but if you imagine, like, if it's pointing, well, actually Hubble points up, right? If it's rotating, it's not pointing in the right direction if it's constantly spinning around, therefore creating that flashing pattern. Like, imagine this Hubble actually was meant to be a spy satellite before they repurposed it, so when that's pointed down, that camera's got to be at the Earth, hasn't it, there? So as it's flying around, in its orbit, it's always got to point the same way. So if it's rotating as it's doing that, then it's broken, isn't it? Or maybe it's something a little bit more interesting flying around up there. So the flashing can be an indicator to look more. I used to write cheat codes for Amstrad there. Takes me back. I think it was an Amiga, which was technically an Amstrad, I think. Or was that Commodore? Was Amiga? Oh God, it's testing my age now. Where did we get to? Fear, false evidence appearing real. Oh, I like that one. Living light there. Alan is a legend. Don't tell him that. Just go straight to his head there. Was that a bug? Yeah. So if it's dark and it's moving a bit erratically and quite faint, they tend to be the bats or geese that we have fly over quite a lot here. Hello from Ireland there, Tom. Good to have you in. Ireland is contested with Scotland, but we're going to be very, very active for the phenomenon. We've got so many people that come in, and there's just so many sightings. Have you seen anything strange there? Who lost the game? Doug lost the game. I wonder what the oldest bit of space junk is, because most of it burns up. Apparently stuff can be up there for very, very long times. There are certain orbits, aren't there? Like, there are still zombie satellites up there from the 60s, which blows my mind, especially, I suppose it does on, which orbit it is in specifically, but yeah, apparently it can last for a while sometimes there, the poor spider. The one that went up my short, there's two nights in a row this happened, where I go out in the garden to have a smoke, I lean against a wall, and I never learn my lesson, especially in the heat of the minute there, and I just felt something up my leg, fucking spider going up my shorts again. It happened twice in a row. So I bet it's that one there. I can't wait for Rendlesham. Yeah, you're going to be with your smoke machine and your disco lights waiting to scare us, Liberty, aren't you? I can't wait for Rendlesham. From here, from the luxury of this nice, quiet room, behind the screens. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. That'll be a great stream. You put me in there. I say, put me in a dark room, turn the lights off, shout boo, and I will shit myself. I go full Scooby-Doo. Doesn't take much. So you not only do you get to see the skies on locations when we're doing those streams, but you also get to see a nearly 40-year-old man embarrass himself. And they hide under the toilet seat. Well, more for them, actually. Was that a little faint shooting star in there? And they have to plan to miss the junk now when they send the rockets up. So there's so much. And there's also something about NASA saying that they need to remove some at some point. I know it's kind of in the zeitgeist at the minute. They're early stages of trying to get ideas of how they can remove it. But yeah, I mean, the amount of times they're having to move Starlink satellites to avoid collisions, there's quite a lot. I saw a thing on it the other day. Spiders. More than 50,000 species are known. They're found on every continent except Antarctica. That we know of. Big ice spiders yet to come. I'm sure there's a horror movie about that. And Barry there. Hi, first time on the site there. Love it from Baz. Good to have you in there, Barry. And thank you for saying hello there. Hopefully you're still in there. It takes me a while to get through the messages there. But good to have you in. Whereabouts in the world are you joining us from? There. So a really great part of the sky with a telescope. That I could totally imagine what it would be like from there. And baby, 5 of us saw an orange orb at a campsite called I can't even pronounce that one. It's a Welsh one, Quint, in Snowdonia, and it shot off in a zigzag, leaving an orange trail in the sky. After my mate shone a torch at it, bang on, like that interaction. I've heard so many times that people will see what they think is a satellite or a star that's stationary. They'll shine a laser or back in the day a torch, and they'll get movement. They'll get an interaction. There seems to be a bit of to and fro there, but those orange ones. They really, for me, I think that they're probably going to be, the theory is, and this I think is a winner, is plasmoid, sentient plasma-based life that's just been here the whole time with us on Earth. There are so many records of this, and scientists have been looking. There's a few places where they're like more common, and they've been monitoring them, and they seem to be displaying behaviour that implies that they're conscious. They're working with their environment, they're working in groups and navigating, interactions and changes to their environment, even a reproduction potentially as well. So, and a lot of official reports have come to that conclusion. So, I think we're on the cusp of getting this new form of life. So, I mean, when we talk about NHI, non-human intelligence, I mean, we immediately go to the extraterrestrials, but technically dolphins and stuff like that, they're non-human intelligence. So this would be a version of non-human intelligence, but different, because it's not going to be carbon-based life form. It's not going to be life in any way that we've considered it before. So that would be a bit head melting there. I think they'll need to, at some point, adjust the specs of it will destroy rockets. Oh, easily. I think, how busy it can be up there. And Z56, what's this shite? It's a live Skywatch. It's the relaxing night sky. Where are we? Down here as well. And have you ever worked on a radio? Sure, you're a radio station. No, AFC, I haven't. Well, I worked in radio, but I've never been on air. In fact, my current job is managing a podcast network, so I just do spreadsheets. Very, very little on the creative side these days. But I think I've just seen too many episodes of Alan Partridge, and it's ingrained on me there. Liberty, I saw an orange orb in the night on Lake and Heath drone near my house, which also left a trail. Now that trail is interesting. What would that be? Is that interacting with the atmosphere in some way, in the same way like, planes do, and they leave their trails, because the moisture in the air or whatever it is that's disturbing the atmosphere. So could it be that that's part of it? I've not heard the trails of the orbs. I'm interested in that. Commodore VIC-20. That's an awesome machine. A ZX Spectrum. And Rock, how are you doing? It's late, but you're here. That's what matters. Good to see you there, Rock. Buffering internet. Oh, has it gone a bit crap again there? Cool Starlink hotline there. Starlink is the key satellite internet provider for Wiltshire / the service is used to deliver high-speed broadband, especially in rural areas. It is apparently very, very good, so we do want it. I mean, I'm only really focusing on it mostly for our on location stuff, but to be honest, with the connection issues we've been having, it might be tempting for that, although I can't really afford to have it running every month. The pay-as-you-go's fine for if we're doing the occasional on location, but monthly I'm a bit another classic there. The 48,000 Spacey was the first computer specky I saved up to buy. Oh, the good old days of computing now. Could we have ever even conceived of the sort of machines that we have available to us now? There, oh, good spot in there. Is it a flare and B3 and a flash there? Amanda and Jonathan caught that one, and Barry from Hull. I love that. I'm a big fan of other skies up your way. You're not too far, are you, from the moors and stuff, North Yorkshire way? The coastline again around there is meant to be very, very anomalous. And Liberty, my wife, I took a photo of the orb, and it was kind of pulsing. Oh, have you still got that image? Amber Gamblers. That's a great one for it. And it was about the size of a golf ball, held at an arm's length when it was right above our... So it was that close, do you think? So, well, actually, I suppose it's right, the size, so about that. So that's quite substantial. How close do you think it would have been there? Yeah, it sounds very like what we saw. I think that the plasmoids is a form of sentient life. I think that's going to be responsible for a hell of a lot of the phenomena that people observe. Not all of it. Still very open to craft, to beings, for extraterrestrials, the dimensional, whatever it might be. But I think for a lot of what is seen, definitely for what I've seen, I think that would fit very much like it there. And AFC, I'm sat by my window and I've seen one very bright flash of white light next to a bright star. And it was not an aeroplane, as only one very bright flash. Keep my eyes on thus. You occasionally get that. When I'm putting the camera away, you'll get that flare. Back in the day, they used to call them iridium flares after the iridium satellites that are up there. And they were these basically pyramid-shaped satellites with a solar panel on each side. So they could tumble, but they're an early communication satellite. And where they were just really highly reflective, they would give these big flashes because it's such a bright thing. But most of them have deorbited now. And again, a lot of the satellites nowadays are not designed to rotate in that way. They're not as flexible. They need to be pointing up or down, whatever it is, depending on their thing. So it's a bit of a cop-out when people go, oh, it's just an iridium flare. I'm seeing a lot of these for the amount of iridium satellites you've got up there, matey. Could keep an eye out, because we have one of the most anomalous things that we've recorded on stream. Is it's not actually as sexy as you'd like to think. It's not E.T. Wathan as he's going by, but it is highly anomalous, which is stationary flashing. Now, we've had this repeatedly where basically you will get a flash appear once every 2 minutes, once every 17 seconds, what it might be, from the same patch of sky over the course of the stream. Now, everything up there is in motion. It should be moving. Even the stars that look static to us now, if you press, fast forward on the stream, if you're watching this later, you'll see them move across the night sky. Everything is in motion. So something is staying still long enough to flash back, because if it's rotating for that flash, over that period of time, over the course of a whole stream, is incredibly strange. That requires a lot of energy to do it. The only things man-made that does do that is the geostationary satellites, normally your old television and your Sky TV. They'll do that, but they're more near the equator, not the part of the sky that we're in. And we've seen that quite frequently. And again, it's one of these things that just defies what we know. And we've had people come in that work in the satellite industry confirm that is anomalous as well. So we have seen some very, very strange things. But guys, if you are just joining us, we're doing our live UFO UAP at Skywatch tonight. We're coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge. So do say hello, let us know where you're watching from, and if you've had an experience with the phenomena, again, do share that one. We'd love to hear about that too. But we're on pretty much every night. If it's a clear sky, as we're expected a good long run this week of clear skies, it's the UFO UAP at Skywatch. Cloudy nights, it's an alien radio signal hunt. Looks like that. And we're listening out on the hydrogen line, which is the channel on the radio dial where scientists theorize that we are most likely to hear a message from ET, should they be out there. It's where the wow signal's heard, and it's basically, the film Contact. We're doing that sort of thing, so if it's too cloudy to get the camera out, we're still looking for observations. If the moon's up and I can be bothered, we do a moon watch, and we've seen some strange things on, off, and around the moon there as well. So yeah, make sure you're following, subscribe to get those notifications when we go live. And Starlink is great, but I have not used it lately. With the new 5G antennae, I have not got... I'm getting mega speeds. So that is still good for you. The 5G, has it got the coverage to support it? And maybe a few days later, we had a very odd and I suspect illegal interaction with a Chinook helicopter at the same place. Now that is interesting. An illegal interaction. Use your flashing lights at it. There, Amanda, good spot in there. You're seeing the flashes before. I'm behind, but maybe I can. So it's just down the bottom. Actually, that's not far. That is actually the same patch of sky relative to Vega, exactly the same sort of area where we used to see that stationary flashing we were just talking about. So keep an eye if it comes from the same pot of sky, and I'll zoom in on that one there. And I say thank you for the questions, AFC, and your knowledge as well. I do love to hear from you all with those as well. It's how we all learn. I know absolutely nothing, but luckily enough, you guys do, and you share it all with us here. So we get to learn as we go. I think you posted in the Discord already. I have to have a look to see. Oh, is that... I remember the triangle craft, the TL3B one you posted. I don't remember the other one, but I may have just missed it. And Starlink now has a non-reflective coating to help prevent the flares. So exactly, Jonathan. Everything is going towards minimising those flares, but yet we still see them quite regularly. So the old excuse doesn't seem to be holding up, does it there? It's literally seconds, but very bright indeed. It doesn't need to be long. It can still be anomalous, can't it? New Starlink is coming with a faster upload. Oh, balanced up and down. Now that is good for us. I suppose that wouldn't need any hardware changes, would it? So we could still get the dish now and still get that. They'll just do an update, I imagine, wouldn't they, Liberty? And I've heard there's yet another new crop circle in Wiltshire on July the 12th. I can tell that's how you make them. Living like I've heard this too, but I'm far too lazy and no skill that I do want to get around. It is the ambition, along with our tour of UFO hotspots to do Skywatches from. It is also our ambition to do a live UFO Skywatch from the heart of a crop circle. We've got to find one where we can get signal to connect, hence why we need the Starlink, but also with an amicable farmer that's not going to shoot us as we're trying to do a Skywatch from their crop circle. And you live right by Manchester Airport there. It's not worth looking up because of the light pollution. Now, that said, over the years, I've seen some weird stuff. We mentioned this sort of thing last night, that actually... Oh, that's a nice bright one. Let's zoom in on that.
Zoom mode activated.
Right, we're going to see a lot of things like this in the night skies tonight, guys. Keep your eyes... Oh my god, all those rhymes. I've turned it to Dr. Zeus. Keep your eyes on them there. We're looking for them to stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory. That's how we know for sure that they are something anomalous and they're not just one of the many man-made satellites. Do keep spotting up there. But yeah, airports have probably our loudest signal that we're sending out into space currently at the minute. You know, our TV and radio is actually quite faint and doesn't really travel that far to still be, you know, detectable. But our radar, particularly airport radar, is very, very powerful. So we're sending those out constantly. So kind of no wonder aliens might be going, oh, you know, what's the source of this loud signal? Let's zoom right in. Oh, it's an airport. So that's always made sense to me there. I had to get some new power leads today. They used to have 2 on the line. Oh my god, 3 there got jammed in the new monopod. It's all sorted now. The amount I've spent on leads. Liberty, the amount I've spent on leads. Oh, it was your birthday yesterday. Oh, happy birthday, Liberty, there for that one. Alan says happy birthday for you there. Good to have you in. Hope you got spoilt as well. What did you get up to in the end? And apologies if you were in, I didn't say it yesterday, Liberty. So yeah, right, I'm going to bounce quickly back over to the TikTok chat. Let's see where we got to with you guys. But yeah, make sure you're following and subscribed because we're on pretty much every night, guys. Oh, we're thinking of buying a beginner's telescope there, and I've seen a Celestron Astronomer's EQ series reduced from 200 to 150. Is this model okay for you? I've heard good things about that brand, but I don't know. I have not dabbled in telescopes at all, actually, sadly. It's on my list, but I haven't got there yet. But maybe a few of you guys in the chat might know if that is a good one there. Lauren, did Alan thank you?
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Appreciate that. All of the gifts, the subs, the members, the patrons, all that jazz does go back into the stream. You fixed your son's car. It's never ending, the work of a dad, is it? Where did we get to in the TikTok chat? We got to Steph, didn't we? We'll go down here a little bit more. What that one, didn't we? Rue was in there. Thank you for the follow, Rue. And Astronomy is in. How are you doing there? And Lethal there. I've got a video of an orb in my garden, and it has a foot-long trail on it. Do you know, I've just not heard about that part of it before, but apparently, you know, you guys are definitely having that experience. Again, fantastic that we're doing this and able to share, because I just wouldn't have known that otherwise. So I want to see that one. Have you got it posted anywhere? I'd love to see that one. Mine was an Amstrad, a CPC 464. Oh, I had Amstrad. Tic Tic had one as well there. Either people had Spectrums or Commodore. It was the Apple versus Android of its day. I remember getting that first computer, not fully understanding what it was. And greetings again, Joseph there. I've been looking at the Milky Way outside. It is so beautiful. I always say you don't necessarily need the aliens because the night sky is just absolutely fantastic. And or the Atari. My ex-wife once set her pubic hair alight by accident there. I thought it was a twatterlight. That 10 points for the dad joke there. You moving the antenna at 10 then, Laurel. I think it's more paranormal, and I've put it on the Discord. Oh, interesting. There could be a big overlap here with this. Again, I'm interested in the spookier side of things as well. In effect, I'm thinking over the winter, I'm trying to think of a few more ways when it's not clear enough to get the camera out, rather than just doing the SETI stream constantly. Thinking of more spooky stuff we could kind of dip our toe in. It's not 100% that everybody's interested, but there is still a strong overlap for when it's too cloudy to get the camera out. I do think it's not that I do think all ghosts are necessarily aliens and all aliens are ghosts or whatever it might be, but I do think the reason that with the unlooked part of reality that science hasn't got its way of quantifying and measuring yet, I think that's going to be the same that explains both of these things. The same reason for the same gap. Excuse me. I like Brian Cox. He's amazing. He's a good chap, but very few science communicators now that I think is just more respectful with it all, but statesmanly, I think, which is quite rare these days. Earthman. Alfie coming in with the shares there, guys. It is the shares, the likes, the tapping away, all that jazz that really helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves, and the more eyes and minds we can get on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. You never know who's going to come in and what experience with the phenomena that they are going to share. I said that is the thing that has really changed my understanding of what might be going on, is hearing all of your accounts and your stories there. And where do we get to? Oh, that's you moving to Antarctica then. Why did I get that one wrong, Laura? I said antennae, didn't I? Till the heat's getting to me. And you met Brian Cox once. Is he as nice in real life? The fuck? Leanne's playing a video or something, and I just hear her screaming from the other room, and she's pressed play on a smutty video, and it's rather loud. Where are we there? Oh, that's a nice blue one. Should we zoom in on this?
Zoom mode activated.
So remember, we still need to see it do something strange. Blue is interesting, but it could be the new Starlink. I think we heard of an interesting theory. It's to do with the new solar panels on the newer models that couldn't give us that sort of blue look. Should we spin the camera around? Should we see what we can get in shot if we go all this way around here? So actually, we haven't zoomed in on Vega tonight. Oh, there's a few moving here, but let's zoom in on this one.
Zoom mode activated.
This star is Vega, 26 light years from us here on Earth, burning much hotter and much brighter than our star, the Sun. But yeah, just looking at all these dots here, these are all other stars. Some of them bigger, some of them smaller, some of them hotter, some of them cooler than our star. Our one isn't particularly big there, but they've all, as far as we know now, got other planets orbiting around them. And the main reason science has always been a bit cagey and a bit that we don't even know aliens are out there, there's no proof of aliens, all that sort of stuff, comes from the fact that because of our technological limitations, we didn't know that there are other planets around these solar systems. But now we're looking, we're finding multiple planets everywhere. Our solar system doesn't look particularly special, which means that it is now mainstream scientific belief that life is going to be absolutely abundant, because it's just a numbers game. Life has got to form. They won't say complex, they won't say civilizations yet, but again, as our technology improves, we can detect more and more that is out there. But yeah, all other stars and just around them. Well, that's a nice one coming in there. But I mean, take this one for example here. I mean, maybe on a planet orbiting that star right now, going around, they're looking back to the faint dot, which is our star, wondering if there is life. Looking back, maybe they've got their own version of YouTube and TikTok, and they're looking back and wondering at those sorts of things. So it's amazing to think, isn't it, that there's just millions of planets out there. It goes on forever. Should we see if we can see Andromeda? Because we saw that one last night. Let's see if Andromeda's still in shot. Hold your hats. Let's get past Deneb. See if we can get to Andromeda. It's normally in the lighter part of the sky. Oh, the camera's struggling, guys. Normally get to a point it pulls the lead out. Oh, it's sped up. Oh, there's a wisp of cloud coming in. We can just about see Andromeda. It's not the best, but
Zoom mode activated.
this one right here, this smudged looking star, that is a whole other galaxy. So not like a star with planets around it. That's got billions of stars within that one. Looking back, and it's on its way to merge with the Milky Way. So out of all these other stars, that one's a whole other bloody galaxy, which is so cool to think we're seeing that on a camera, not even a telescope. Let's spin ourselves back because that cloud can stay there. Oh, come on, let's wind this around. Let's come on. Let's get ourselves back a little bit. Let's go back to just past Vega. I think that might be a busier patch of sky. Let's get Vega in shot a little bit there. Where did we get to? We're to M to the sea. How are we doing? Right, back over to the tubes. Where did we get to, you guys? Let's have a look. If you are joining us, we're doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight. Coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stone Henge. So do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight. But also, you know, if you've had an experience with the phenomena, we would absolutely love to hear about that whilst you're waiting for the action to appear on screen. Call out
Zoom
the
mode
grid
activated.
references of what you're seeing. I'm a bit far behind in the chat, but if I do catch it, we can zoom in on the really interesting ones. But we need to see these objects stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory. It does happen. Again, it's quite rare, but that's why it's a hunt. So we need to follow them all across the screen. So we got to down here, didn't we? Baby there, we were on a 4-man dinghy on the lake at the campsite, broad daylight, when a Chinook appears and beelined for us and got about 30 feet from us, tilted and blew us off the lake instantly. Oh, it was illegal on their part. I once had a close incident with a few military helicopters at one time. They didn't blow us off the lake, but we was arguing about them landing or not. That was back in my younger days. Wouldn't dare worry it now. 21 again, wouldn't we all change some stuff? Oh my god, there's a long list. Liberty. And Titan there, my dad fixed my bathroom there. Dad's rule, exactly. My poor old man. Luckily, I kind of realised how much I was utilising his
Zoom mode
abilities.
activated.
And so I've slowed down a bit now. Look at the colour on this one. But yeah, poor bastard. Put him to work. Oh, where's my bloody cursor? Gone. Right. No, not that screen, not that screen. Freaking thing. Where are you hiding? Right there. Let's zoom back out. Sorry, guys. Multiple monitors, and then I lose my mouse cursor over it. It's a very busy patch of sky. Lots of activity. You've got to follow them all across the screen, because it only takes that last minute hesitation. Even if they've gone in a straight line the whole way, just keep your eyes on it, because you never know. The weird... Oh, no, I missed the one there. Titan, good spotting. I'm a bit late, but keep it up, because the other people in the chat, when they are up to date, will appreciate that if they've missed it. And the weird bit is, I had no recollection of it until a few years later, and the guys who were with me brought it up, and I suddenly remembered it clearly. Now, that what the helicopter or the orb incident for that one? Because that is quite interesting. There, I was working on my van, making the monopod better, and I got a call. Dad, my car's gone wrong. I used to have a couple of VW campers when I was younger, before they were ridiculously expensive, the bay window ones, and they were breaking down left, right, and centre. Like I didn't have a fuel gauge in one for like a year, just because it just kept breaking. I gave up on it. No dash lights, that was crazy. That thing running around, brilliant fun. It was like a big go-kart. It was amazing to drive, but always breaking down. And every time, Dad, can you do it? Dad, can you fix this? And well, look towards Sirius B if you can. Titan, where is Sirius? I think we've had what part of the sky? That's a good point. Sky view. Let's see if I can find it. Where are you? I think. But Sirius is directly down in the Earth, sadly. So yeah, it's not in the sky for us tonight. But Sirius is an interesting star. Long history with the phenomenon. I think we have had it in shot before. And I've been on a ghost hunting nights and spent my head looking into the sky, and I've seen plenty of shooting stars and that type of activity. All right, if you don't look, you don't see. And, the more time you spend looking, the more things you're going to see. And I hadn't paid attention to the night sky at all. I could count the times I'd probably spent time just looking at the sky. Again, coming from Essex, was far more light polluted. Not particularly good weather either. not much to look at. But now we spend the time looking, we see stuff. I've had one back up waiting for another one to cut my discs down. Oh, Jesus, that's quite a major one there, but not sure I want that done. Might have to live with the number. Oh, it all connects to things, doesn't it? Jesus, Liberty, that's quite a severe one there. In what way does this work there, Jim? Good question. So basically, we've got our camera pointing to the night sky, so we are based in Wiltshire, right in the heart of crop circle country. In fact, this little town had a UFO flap here in the 60s and 70s, and it's still kind of going on to this day. Not as intensely, but it was a phenomenal time for sightings. So we're just monitoring the skies live, looking for strange movement, strange behaviours that will help us filter out the man-made objects from the anomalous. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for the action, we're just sharing our experiences, our thoughts around the phenomena, and that sort of stuff there. How are you doing, Jim? Are you open to the idea of aliens being out there, aliens visiting us, or everywhere out there? It's totally fine either way. A mix of opinions is always good. And how many haunted places near Frome, including a pub in Norton St Philip called the George Inn, and it goes back to 1685, where was a base for the Duke of Monmouth, plus used for courts and hangings. Awesome. I'm only just starting to scratch the surface of what is available locally. I'm trying to find some place locally that will just kind of let us do streams from there, because kind of like what we're doing with the live UFO Skywatch, I would like to do a haunted house watch, multiple cameras, with multiple experiments going on, but like repeatedly. So when we get those runs in the winter where it's like just cloudy nights, we can't get the camera out, I want to try the same thing, repeated experiments over the same period of time. Just can we catch the things that people are talking about? But I need a location for it there. Frome and Bath there, and we have a Norton in Suffolk there. That pub is haunted too. Oh, the helicopter one you forgot. So we've had people come in, and they've come in, they've been part of our community for a few months, and they've gone, yeah, no, I've not had a sighting myself, but I think it's cool. And they'll hang around, and then somebody will share an experience, and then it will click for them. They go, oh shit, no, I have seen that. And it was as if the memory was wiped, and they'll tell you the story. Very credible people. One I'm thinking of in particular is ex-police officer, met police officer there, and his experience was on shift, and he called in, to see if the police helicopter was up there, what was going on, because he was seeing this light moving in a weird way above a tower block, and so there was that. It's on record. His patrol partner was with him, experienced it as well, and then immediately forgot it, which is something that happens quite a lot in the phenomena. People it just leaves their mind, which is very strange until somebody is prompted. And got 3 bulging discs there showing the CT scan. They want to shade them down. Oh god, that is dangerous there. Leanne's mum had something similar to that. The old back is fundamental. How you doing, Paranormal Walks? Where are you joining us from tonight there? What's the best thing you've seen? I'll open that up to the paranormal stuff as well, because I'm also interested in that. But if you've seen any spooky alien stuff as well, I'd love to hear about that. Helicopters at the roll right. I haven't seen that. And there's a flasher up there. Is it going to repeatedly flash? Should we zoom in?
Zoom mode activated.
It just flared for us. Is it going to come back? No, that means it was probably flashing because it just reached that perfect point relative to us versus the sun. And I'm new to the channel there, Jim. There, what's this all about there, Jim? Very much welcome aboard there. So yeah, it's just a live UFO UAP Skywatch, and we're just sitting around hanging out looking at the night sky, looking out for the strange and anomalous. So I said we're based right in the heart of crop circle country, long history of the weird and wonderful in these skies, and basically we're just watching what is happening on the screen there. So we're going to see lots of these sorts of objects moving around, and most of them are going to be man-made satellites. There's a hell of a lot of them up there, and we need to see them stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory to tell us for sure that they are something a little bit stranger, because that sort of movement there is just impossible for satellites to do at these altitudes. Planes we can we can see that they're different because they're zoomed in, they present much differently. So these things are in orbit, they're much higher up, and that movement is very strange. So we're looking out for that. Coloration and flashing can be interesting, but it's not a slam dunk, so we're just on the lookout for all that stuff. Have you ever seen anything strange there, Jim, yourself? And smash the like button. 162 people in the chat. Well, welcome in, new guys, especially if you're new. Do say hello there. Let us know you're all watching from there. But we do appreciate the likes, because it's how we meet you all. It's how we make new friends, how we hear those accounts of the phenomena, how we all learn a little bit of what might be going on in this weird old world and universe of ours there. You've got 2 infrared cams, and I'd love to do a proper ghost hunt. Liberty, I think we've got to do it. It's the location that holds me back. We've got to team up for like a proper one, because that's the thing. There's a lot of really good paranormal content out there, and I'm not dismissive of entertainment. I think entertainment focused content is actually really useful, and I get why it does muddy the waters. You don't want us to be making stuff up, but I can get why people get frustrated. But also, entertainment is the access point for a lot of people, especially if we're in these sorts of fringe areas. You know, if we come in with the big book on sightings and, you know, look at all this, read this report from the government and all this sort of stuff, you're coming on too strong. It's a bit too inside baseball for the general public. You know, you've got to take her out for dinner first. You need a bit of foreplay, and that's where entertainment does a really, really good job of that. It's purposely why I use this bright luminous green color. We're leaning into the word UFO. We're leaning into the, you know, the cultural, the pop culture references, because, you know, people recognize that when they come in. They don't have to, you know, make any leaps or any jumps. They can kind of get the gist for it there. So I think it makes it more available. So but the problem with that sort of stuff, when people are going to one venue like once every 6 months or something, as you know, practically it's difficult to do otherwise. It's those repeated over time experiments there, you know, that I think would be really, really interesting. And doing this stream for the UFOs and seeing how many of you guys are interested in doing this, doing it live together, this cooperative investigation, basically, it makes me think that people would probably be interested in doing that as well. And it would also be a bit fun there. I live near the most haunted house in the UK. Barry, which house is that? Oh, the shit there. And AFC there, I know you're having a chat, and there seems to be a connection between paranormal and the UAP. The UAP, there is. It doesn't necessarily mean they're always going to be the same thing, but whatever it is, you know, the laws that allow them to work, because there will be laws and the rules to it. I think it's probably very, very closely related. And Rich, I have a mate who owns the Saddle, a rock pub in Chester. He showed us how overnight a brick had been removed overnight in the cellar. Nobody, only him, in there, and it revealed a secret room. Oh my God, Rich! I mean, what is the chances of a brick just falling? You know, like to reveal a secret. That is strange. But that actually ties into some really weird ghost stories that we have in this town. There was like again, it wasn't just the UFO stuff. You go back a few hundred years, there was all the other sort of stuff as well, very similar to this. What did they find in the secret room? And I like, oh, that's a nice blue one. Should we zoom in on that?
Zoom mode activated.
Right, we still need to see it do something strange. Blue is cool, but we still need to see it move anomalously to know for sure that it is something strange. Keep your eyes on it. And I like the star that looks like a multicoloured disco strobe there, proper funky. I mean, some of these are crazy. We did see one of the really cool sightings that we had. We had basically one of the big bright objects moving across, you know. It was straight and steady, it wasn't doing the anomalous movement, and it was doing this periodic flashing. Again, that in of itself isn't strange, but what was strange was that on each flash, it was a different, distinct colour. Like how strong blue that was and how strong purple that is. We were getting red, green, blue, red, green, blue as it was pulsing through. It wasn't a strobe flash, it was this, the whole thing was just colours, which kind of goes against the fact that if that is a satellite rotating, reflecting that light back, then you're going to have different coloured surfaces repeatedly to do that. It didn't quite add up. That was pretty interesting. God, if that pub was a bit closer, Rich, we'd have to be tapping you up to do a ghost hunt there. Close to Honington, that does ring a bell. Definitely saying we should stream together at Rendlesham, and then the pub is near there. Oh, Liberty. If I was driving again, I'd be doing it at the weekend, mate. There'll be no stopping me. And where are we there? Don't forget when the ghost hisses his back. No ghost in the house. And don't go into the secret room syntax. I mean, did the music change when you discovered the secret room, or your mate discovered the secret room? Did all of a sudden it start to get creepy music? Because that, if the films are anything to go by, don't go into the secret room. Bury has changed a bit, but sadly it's still nice compared to the likes of Ipswich. Oh, honestly, some of these places, that is, I've said this 1,000 times before, you guys, the regulars are going to be sick of this, but after moving from Essex to here, the middle of nowhere, the country, it is like going back to the 90s. All of the fond things that you remember from the 90s, it is like that here. It's amazing. Again, not much going on, it's the country, but everything you remember. Clean streets, you know, potholes filled, you know, no vape shops, you name it, man. I think we've got a mere 4 barbers, I think. You know, it's a lovely place. Where did we get to there? And Soccer there, can you actually tell us what we are seeing here, and what's the white dots are moving around like space radar games? So yeah, those white dots are basically, well, most of them are going to be man-made satellites, like your Starlink communication satellite. Your Hubble will be one of them flying around up there in orbit. And what it is basically where the sun at this time of year doesn't fully go round, they're off the surface, they've still got a direct line of sight to flash or to reflect that sun's light back in the same way. See that this is flashing that light back to you guys. It's basically doing that. Now we have to say that they are going to be most likely man-made objects. They're man-made communication satellites and things, because that's just the most of what's up there. It's about 16,000 of the sods up there now. But, you know, space junk will reflect light back. Anything up there. ET flying from A to B is going to reflect that light back down to us as well. So it's more than likely going to be man-made, but what we're looking out for is that strange movement there. We're looking for it to stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or trajectory, because at those altitudes, you know, out of the atmosphere in space, that's not how objects move. We don't have anywhere near technology that can just dart around up there. It takes too much energy. The satellites themselves, they don't have the equipment to make those sorts of movements. They can adjust their course ever so slightly, very subtly over the course of a whole orbit, so we wouldn't see it down here. So that's what we're looking at for the zigzagging or anything that is a little bit stranger than normal, basically. And that's how we're able to tell that it is something stranger. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but you'll be surprised how often it does happen that we are in this position. Now, what they are, that's anyone's guess, but we can filter out planes, drones, shooting stars, satellites, space junk quite easily when we get that weird movement behavior. But again, what it is it ET waving as he goes by, or is it some weird weather phenomena that nobody's ever seen before? That is the question. It's definitely unidentified. And Pro there, have you been to Clay Hill there? I saw someone talking about it being a hotspot. So we live right next to Clay Hill. Clay Hill is one of I think it's technically 4 hill falls, 1, 2, 3, 4 Iron Age hill falls. There's 3 big ones, but there's a few smaller hills that have got them, and we're in between it. They're literally all on the edge of town. That's what makes this town a little bit weird. We haven't done a live on location from Clay Hill because Clay Hill has got a big history with it. There are lots of sightings, but mainly because it's really steep, and going up at night with all the equipment is a recipe for a broken neck. But so we do one of the other ones that's a little bit easier to kind of get up locally in town. But we do still want to do Clay Hill because it is meant to be, you know, again, a crazy hotspot. But we can definitely see Clay Hill from the ones that we do go up there. Did a live at Clay Hill. Oh, we did it. It wasn't actually Clay Hill, but it was just right. It was Battlesbury Hill Fort. We did that one from. We could see Clay Hill in the background actually, behind us where you're seeing like the sunset earlier on. Clay Hill was on the horizon there. And Syntax, everyone knows the first rule of Ghost Club is you don't go into the secret room. I mean, I still would be tempted though. I would be tempted. And Soccer there, that's Venny Sats. It's scary, it really is. Like the first night that I got this camera working with the lens settings right, and I came up here onto my big screen and I called the missus in. I went, fuck, what's going on here? There was 14 at once just moving across the screen. It is insane how much is up there. And Ancient Ram Inn in Gloucester there, plus 30 East Drive in Pontefract there, most haunted houses. But the Jamaica Inn in Bodmin Morecambe was also. I love Jamaica Inn AFC because I always used to go to Cornwall as a child for our one holiday a year in the summer, and we'd always stop off at Jamaica Inn, and my dad would tell me all of the stories around it there. So this got a lot of romance to that one. I'd love to do a ghost hunt there one day. Apparently they do it quite a lot. And isn't the Perseids meteor shower, is it multicoloured? You know what? I don't know. The poor ghost. And Barry, it's 35 degree grey in Hull. What's that? Degree. Oh, it's 35 Degree Street in Hull, and Googling you'll see there's lots of info, and it's featured in documentary. Oh, I've not heard of that one. There are these places that just don't get the attention sometimes. So all the wee white orbs are satellites there. What's the blue star? This is a beautiful one here. This purple one is
Zoom mode activated.
Vega, 26 light years from us there, burning much hotter, much brighter than our star, the sun. Won't last as long there, but most of them, basically, we don't know that they definitely are satellites, but statistically they are most likely going to be, just because that's the amount of stuff that's up there. So it's a bit of it's the best we can do at the second, so we have to look out for that strange movement. But saying that, the flashing, the coloration can be of interest too. White Doctor. Oh god, yeah, you know what? I haven't seen that as well since a child. I wonder. I'm going to look out on the pavements, Doug. I'll see if we've got that too here. We've even got a Peacocks here, and I thought it's a clothing shop. I don't know if it's everywhere has it there, but I thought they went under about 10 years ago. So nobody's told them that the chain's gone into administration. They're still here. And it's on, we're going to film at Rendlesham, and then it's ghost hunting there. I'm telling you, Rendlesham is scary anyway. Liberty, I'm a bit worried about Rendlesham. Now, you guys have been saying that. On TV. I'll try and check it out there. 90s reminds me of a decent TV and radio. It was a simpler time. There are so many. There really are, Soccer. You're not wrong. What's I've done that with the blue star there. And let me put my phone through the hole in the wall. A small room with nothing in it there, and the brick hole had no dust on the floor, and the brick wasn't there, and it was so strange. CCTV picks up also. That is very, very strange. You're putting your hand through though. The curiosity would get to me, but also I'd be a bit scared there. Go to Bury most weeks as well. I think, is it Bury that's the one that my mate lives in? I always get it. No, it's not. I always get Bury and Bury St Edmunds and Bishop Stortford mixed up there. And it takes a good 10 minutes to walk up Clay Hill there, and I've done it many a times. I still got to do it. I've got to figure out, I've got to get confident with the walk during the day, and then we can do the Skywatch from up there. And Soccer there. Oh, is it B2? Yeah, that one is Vega there. And where are we there? And do you follow the personalities? So I don't actively, but we are seeing shooting stars now, so we will get them. We'll get much. We've had quite a few last night. I've had a couple tonight there. Vega from Dragon Ball, maybe. And I'll catch you later, Amanda. Thank you for joining us as always there. We'll catch you later on. Oh God, it's getting late, and I've got to be on a train early there. It was 39 there, Barry. I'll try and remember after the stream to look it up there. Thank you for the heads up there. And probably most pubs have gone. We've still got quite a few pubs. But quite a lot have gone still. Where are we? There. Seen them on the way back from work one morning, thinking that they were fireworks, and they passed without a bang. Now, that is quite a sight. How did that feel to experience that one? And Soccer Code there. I do astrophotography a lot there for about 10 plus years. Seen some weird as fuck shit out there that is clearly not satellites there, but I would always presume human advanced until some other proof for something else. 100%. That's cool that you've had those. What's the best thing you've seen? I think you definitely, it's hard to tell otherwise, but I think with the movement, if we can, I don't think we can guarantee it, but that high up in these altitudes that they're in space there, we're not even close for technology to be able to do it. It takes so much energy to bounce out there. So that movement for me, I think, is a real, it can't be 100%, but that's the real one there. But you think you're right, we just don't know. And, we can't say a lot of the time, look, 100% that is anomalous. And we also, the scientists can't say, well, that's definitely not anomalous either. Well, I think we have to get used to, don't we, having that middle ground of, right, until we got better kit, guys, until we can get more evidence, then it just has to remain as a possibility. What's the best thing that you've seen there, Soccer? I noticed 3 different element colours as it flew past it. The right angle changes. Yeah, see, that's the thing that we just don't. I mean, drones can pretty close to do that now, can't they? But they're again much, much lower down. But up in space, that's a lot of energy to do that, isn't it there? Right, going to quickly bounce back over. Oh, it's source code, not Soccer Code. Where is it? That is source code. God, my eyes are awful. Generally, not just tonight. I'm going to quickly bounce back over to the TikTok, see where we got to in your chat. But I will be having to come off very soon because I've got to get on an early train for work. But I don't think there's too many messages over here. Where did we get to there as well? Talking to Oi, M to the C there. And red flares, Naomi, in a C1. Ooh. Up there, right? I'm looking up those on. Sorry, I'm so far behind. Is that Vega? Mark, you're 100%. That big bright purple one is a Vega there. And Danielle there, are you always pointing at the same position in the sky? So not always. We can move the camera around, but there is a certain patch for us that's quite good, like a certain arc that we get visibility, not too much light pollution from the nearby town and things like that, and the house isn't in the way and stuff. And at the minute it's this area where Vega is at the minute. We can go a little bit to the right and a little bit to the left, but mostly this sort of area. But obviously the stars and that, what they're in the zone, changes with the seasons. We get Orion in there, we get all sorts of other Betelgeuse in there. And oi there, I was brought up in a farmhouse made in the 1600s there. Weird shit used to happen all of the time. I can't imagine what that would be living like that. There was a few spooky things that happened to me when I was younger, and that was a new build, but it wasn't constantly. especially in the outbuildings in the barn there, made in the days of witchcraft. Oh, you're going to have to tell us, because at some point I will do like the late night phone-in radio style show where you guys can call in and share your experiences, so I want to hear some of those on that there. And where are we? Down on the chat there, 60 of them are died in it there from starvation there. Look up Chaco Le Feur, Thomas Becket Church there. Oh, it's the Civil War. Oh, for there, wow, I've been locked in with this playing in the background there. The difference in the amount you see now, it is crazy there compared to before. Again, it's just how clear the night sky is and all those seasonal changes, which is very frustrating because I would much rather it be in my control, but I have to learn to chill out there. Oh, B2 Lethal, good spot in there. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still a bit late there to the party with that one. Where did we get to, and why is there so many sats, do you think, there for a few weather and communication? No wonder NASA and other agencies are worried about this. Exactly, they're really worried now, but most of them are, the reason we didn't have a lot, I think, was just how expensive it was and difficult to do it. But now SpaceX is able to do reusable rockets. It's changed the game. Loads of people can put more and more up there more easily. But big one is Starlink. Out of the 15,000 satellites we've got up there, 10,000 at least are Starlink alone. To get that coverage for that network, they need to have them just basically all over the globe at all times. So as one moves, another one's taking its place. There's that constant coverage there. Space Junkie is a possibility. We're there. And it was strange. It just went off screen. Oh, I missed that one, Doug. But keep up the good spotting. And myself, Simon's Astro and Astro Bloke there were out filming, looking up, and we saw something change direction. And we all said what they are. Because, yeah, that is slam dunk. At those altitudes, that is insane, isn't it there? And it's also, when you're getting that high as well, if you're getting into like military tech, like, you know, the spy planes, the U2s, or whatever it is, the Aurora that they may have now, or whatever it could be that's advanced there. Well, they used to say, wasn't it the Black Hawk, that when you're up that high, going that fast, the turning circle on that thing, it was like bigger than the state of Tennessee or something like that. It was that you couldn't turn it in a small patch of, you know, of sky. So those subtle movements that you're seeing like that is just, for our equipment, it's just so far off. You know, I'm definitely, military is always further ahead. They don't tell us all the stuff, but it's not just 1, 2, or 3, or even 10 points ahead from us. It's like a total game-changing thing there. Great movie, Beetlejuice. I haven't seen that in ages. And be good to walk up Clay Hill to set up before dark there. And take the big chill bag with food and drinks. Have a small, sturdy tent and a sleeping bag for the ventures once recovery from the knee surgery. Oh, man. I've not thought about camping up there because I find them quite spooky. But do they have cows grazing on that one? Because when we were up Battlesbury, I didn't realise they had cows grazing. They chased us off last time, and that was hilarious, but also scary. And any strange encounters whilst alone in the wilderness? Oh, good question. And wild, isn't it? In just that small patch of sky, how many stars there are, just counting the ones, and all the suns. But this is the thing. They're all suns, and they've all got their planets around them. But this is just what this camera, the lens is letting in. Like, you can, probably if I zoomed in, maybe we can see
Zoom mode activated.
some even more ones that you can't even see before. You just about see the faintness coming through there. The light is just so faint from those ones, we can't see them properly. But even in those dark packs, there's more stars, and there's more stars. It's just the limitation of the equipment. There are just so many out there. I would be surprised what country and governments are holding back from telling us there regarding what they're putting in space. I definitely think that there's going to be a loads out there. The only thing I don't think that with the satellites or the things like that, with that the zigzag, the 90-degree movement, is because, like, it's a physics problem. Like, we would need new physics to do it there because of the way it all works and the motions and the orbits and stuff. You know, it's like, yeah, it's so a thing. But I think they could have some very strange stuff. But maybe this is where it crosses over with a boast. Maybe it is that reverse engineered process that gets in there. What? Oh, fuck. TikTok did this again last night. I am going to throw a sulk in a minute there. Go away, TikTok, you useless piece of shit. Giving us little bans and blocks. Sorry, guys. Loads of brat projects. Oh, they're going to be 100%. The cows get up there as well. Yeah, well, they chased us off last time. Scared the living hell out of us. And do you think that the sun's getting glowing more white than yellow? I've seen YouTube creators talk about this. I don't know. It's not something I've noticed, but I've not been monitoring it, so I probably couldn't really comment on it there.
Zoom mode activated.
I would imagine, though, that would be noticed by the astronomical community, because there's a lot of just independent people with very good kit now that can detect this. So I'd imagine they'd pick up on something like that, but you never know, things do get missed. And what's the purple dot? That one is Vega, a big, bright, beautiful star about 26 light years from us here on Earth. Yeah, absolutely stunning, that one. It's always our stream companion for the summer, because it's the big, brightest thing in the night sky. Always catch the strange stuff when you're filming the aircraft. Maybe they're interested in the aircraft too, you know, that military connection there. And abducted cows. Well, maybe that's why they're running over to us. Have you seen Greg? We haven't seen him in weeks. I was abducted by cows. Maybe. You never know. If your camera could see far enough back, that whole screen would just be almost white with stars. It really would be rich. You know, if we could let in the light, it really, really would be. You look at those deep field images that NASA puts out with some of their telescopes. It's insane how much is out there. And the scales of these things, just hard to get your head around there. And DJ, active/operational, over 10,400 to 10,700 satellites are actively functioning and on station there. In orbit, raising roughly 900 satellites are currently maneuvering into their desired orbital share. Is that all the Starlink ones? It's crazy, isn't it, Lethal, that there's so much going on up there. And they're still getting signals that, yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Right, guys, sorry, I'm going to have to come off. I've got to get on an early train tomorrow. I do want to stay up all night, but we're going to be on tomorrow night, so make sure you're following, subscribed, get those notifications when we go live, guys, there. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. Do appreciate you all. Hopefully we'll get the interactive grid working for everybody tomorrow, so we won't miss as much there, and you call out the numbers and the squares will illuminate. Excuse me, but yeah, make sure you're following and subscribe so you can join us again, normally about 11 PM UK time, maybe slightly earlier because it's getting darker earlier tomorrow night. But thank you so much for asking your questions, sharing your knowledge, your experiences there as well, but also helping us build our little community. You're tapping away, your likes and shares. It's how we meet you all there as well, guys. But again, gifters, subbers, members, super chatters, all that, guys, I do very much appreciate it because it helps us all improve what we're doing, you know, new equipment, and hopefully, you know, we're going to be going on the road to Rendlesham Forest, to a live Skywatch from there, and some other UFO hotspot locations there. Mods as well, thank you for your help and keeping it all running and all of your support there, managing it all. So we'll see you all tomorrow night, guys. Bye bye.